Of course, some smart people didn't rush to Lin Ming's position. After all, the person who could obtain the most tokens is definitely strong. If they relied on luck, they would be at the upper reaches. Captain, are we just going to wait here? Qingming looked at Lin Ming and asked. Once the snow melts, it won't be considered waiting. Lin Ming smiled. What else could he do? If he moved, wouldn't the meals be delivered to his mouth? Should we set up some traps or something? After all, our position has been exposed to everyone. If we are surrounded by traps, we can waste some of the attacking mages. Qingming's thoughts were naturally correct. However, Lin Ming was fearless and had sufficient confidence. It is indeed correct for us to create traps. However, Senior Gandalf directly announced my name and our academy just now. I'm afraid that the ones who are most anxious to see us right now are the people of our Green Academy. After all, if it were other academy students, even if they were to attack us, they would still need to observe. Lin Ming lazily stretched his waist and said faintly, I was careless. Hearing Lin Ming's answer, Qingming realized that his thinking was too simple. But you did remind me. Lin Ming suddenly thought of something. Not only did he not need to create a trap, but now that the golden bear was in this place, none of the other academy students dared to approach it. Golden bear, go and build your own cave and hide. Lin Ming gave the golden bear an order. The golden bear nodded. Although it was big, its efficiency was still very high. Not long after, a simple cave appeared. There was no problem for it to accommodate the golden bear. Lin Ming and Qingming, go and rest. Lin Ming opened his mouth and entered the newly built cave. Lin Ming, just as Lin Ming was about to rest, he heard a voice. This voice had a sense of impatience. Hello. Lin Ming turned his head. Here came the meal. If you know what's good for you, hand over the tokens in your hands obediently. This mage was also a fool. He did not think about how Lin Ming could obtain so many tokens. Now, not only was he alone, but he did not even observe, and wanted to rob the token in Lin Ming's hand. Okay. Lin Ming nodded and threw the token in his hand to him. This mage thought that Lin Ming had admitted defeat, and was pleased with himself. However, as the token got closer, flames suddenly erupted around the token. As the distance was too close, the mage did not have the chance to react at all. His shoulder was directly penetrated by Lin Ming's attack. As the mage felt pain, he also became smarter. He quickly crushed the teleportation crystal, and his figure disappeared into the secret realm. The token that was surrounded by flames just now, naturally did not have any traces of being burned. So fast, the power of the golden bear had forced all the mages who had been found to shatter their tokens. This was the first time he had seen Lin Ming make a move in the secret realm, although the other party was a fool, to be able to enter this secret realm and represent the academy. In a competition, his strength was unquestionable. However, in Lin Ming's hands, he could not even last a round, and was directly injured. I guess I won't be able to rest well after this. Lin Ming sighed. There were still 3 days left. The smarter ones would definitely observe first, and then wait for an opportunity. Of course, some cannon fodder would battle in advance. This would cause the students of the other academies to send themselves one after another during these 3 days. It would be great if they could come together. Lin Ming sighed and said, what Lin Ming didn't lack the most was confidence, and what he feared the most was trouble. If they came together, even though there were many of them, the golden bear would be able to kill them all at once. After all, the offensive spells of the mages here might not even be able to break through the shields around the golden bear. Captain, if you're tired, you should go and rest first. If it's not because of the suppression of numbers, or the fact that they're too strong, I can deal with them. Qingming looked at the lazy Lin Ming, and took the initiative to speak. He had seen mages with absolute strength and extraordinary talent, but those people were all battle maniacs. Looking at Lin Ming, he was simply lazy if he could. Okay, if you can't beat them, remember to call me. Lin Ming nodded and said, if someone else said such words, Qingming would scoff. However, when Lin Ming said it, he felt that it was only natural. If he couldn't beat them, he would be called Lin Ming. Lin Ming entered the cave, closed his eyes, and entered a meditative state. Not long after, a flame appeared in his hand. When he entered the cave, he wasn't resting naturally. Lin Ming had his current strength. His actual combat skills and hard work were far superior to others. The combined effects of the dazzling dragon spell were extremely powerful. Therefore, at this time, Lin Ming wanted to try to combine the dazzling dragon spell once again. Of course, this time, the fusion was the fusion of 2 dazzling dragon spells. Otherwise, the consumption of magic and the consumption of the body would be too great. Although Qingmeng was currently facing his opponents outside, facing so many opponents, it was simply not enough. Other than Lin Ming, Qingmeng might not have any opponents in Green Academy. However, the resources and quality of Green Academy couldn't be compared to those of other academies. This also caused Qingmeng to clash with students from other academies, and he might be able to defeat them on his own. Even with the Golden Bear around, Lin Ming still needed to retain a certain amount of strength. Merge. Lin Ming merged the 2 powers, but there was a repulsion within. One had to know that. In the battle with the Golden Bear, the 8 dazzling dragon spells, traction within, was the result of the dazzling dragon spell itself. And now, they were actually incompatible. No matter what, it was at least fire element power, and both came from Lin Ming's hands. Lin Ming tried several times, but he was unable to merge the 2 dazzling dragon spells. At this moment, the battle outside appeared. Lin Ming casually threw out a dazzling dragon spell and closed his eyes again, thinking about the reason behind it. Meanwhile, Qingmeng, who was struggling outside, was once again dumbfounded. His opponent was directly hit by Lin Ming's attack in the cave, causing him to spit out blood. Although the battle just now wasn't strenuous for him, but he couldn't kill his opponent in an instant. The 2 dazzling dragon spells can't be combined. Why do the 8 dazzling dragon spells draw on themselves? The 2 dazzling dragon spells can't be combined. Can the 1 dazzling dragon spell be extracted into 2 weakened dazzling dragon spells? Lin Ming's brain worked quickly. He opened his eyes and looked at the remaining dazzling dragon spells in his hand. Open. Lin Ming controlled the dazzling dragon spell and separated it. Boom. The newly separated dazzling dragon spell exploded on the spot. The rumbling sound shocked the clear sky outside the cave. Most of the cave built by the Golden Bear was originally made of soil. Now that it was bombarded by Lin Ming's dazzling dragon spell, it collapsed. Fortunately, Lin Ming's reaction was fast enough. In the instant of the explosion, he ran directly under the Golden Bear's body. However, the aftermath of the explosion also made Lin Ming extremely embarrassed. As for the Golden Bear, if it had not been defeated by Lin Ming, it would probably be furious again. Captain, Qingmeng anxiously walked forward. Are you alright? Could it be that someone had launched a sneak attack after knowing our location? Qingmeng looked around, and the first thing that came to mind was that someone had launched a sneak attack on this place. No, my magic just went out of control and caused the explosion. Lin Ming shook his head to prevent Qingmeng from being frightened. The reason why Qingmeng was so concerned was not because he had a deep relationship with Lin Ming. It was because Lin Ming was strong. With Lin Ming around, he did not have to worry about any enemies appearing. If he were alone, it would be fine if he met an ordinary opponent, but if he met someone stronger, it would be difficult for him to deal with them. Are you alright? Qingmeng asked. I'm fine. Lin Ming nodded. In the moment of the explosion, not only did Lin Ming quickly retreat, but he also quickly cast a fire-controlling spell around his body to resist the explosion of the dazzling dragon spell. That's good. Qingmeng nodded and handed a token to Lin Ming. Although he was the one fighting outside, the enemy was also killed instantly by the spell that Lin Ming casually threw. It's going to be dark soon. We have to be prepared for a sneak attack at night. Lin Ming looked at the sky and saw that it was already dark. The weather was extremely cold. The time during the day was too short. Tonight, I'll watch the night. Qingmeng took the initiative to speak again. Although it looked like he had become a toolman, he was still satisfied. No matter what, it was better than other academies torturing him. Moreover, if he got a good ranking in the end, for the reward, all these would be nothing. No need. Lin Ming shook his head. Although Qingmeng was diligent, Lin Ming didn't need him at all. But Qingmeng knew how strong Lin Ming was, but he couldn't let his guard down. After all, no matter how powerful magic was, the strength of a mage's body wasn't high. I just need to place all the tokens on the Golden Bear. Let the Golden Bear stay in the cave. We'll go out and build a place. Lin Ming had an idea long ago. Just now, through Qingmeng's token exploration, he knew the reason for obtaining the position. It was to obtain his position through the connection between the tokens. Now, Lin Ming placed all the tokens on the golden bear. When everyone once again explored the position of the golden bear would be shown. So, our location will not be exposed? Qingmeng asked doubtfully, but he quickly reacted. With Lin Ming doing this, all the mages in the academies would definitely find the location of the golden bear. I'll give you something good. Lin Ming took out all the tokens and placed them on the golden bear. Remember, if there is a mage wearing the same clothes as us, don't attack. After Lin Ming spoke, he walked out of the cave. Qingmeng was very diligent. Very quickly, Qingmeng built a residence. Lin Ming found this kid quite pleasing to the eye. After all, what should be said or not said was a diligent person. In the extremely cold weather, Lin Ming took out the blue magical lion's fur and threw it to Qingmeng. Outside the secret realm, Principal Green looked at Lin Ming's actions and couldn't help but laugh. This kid is really bad. A principal couldn't help but say. But I have to say, this kid is really smart. To be able to use such a short amount of time to know the reason for his position being exposed. His reaction was really fast. Right now, the principals of the various academies were all looking at the smart students whom they originally liked. At this time, they were not smart enough to sneak an attack at night. It was better during the day because they could see Lin Ming. At night, they could only see a tier 7 magical beast. Moreover, these students could not compare to Lin Ming's monstrous ability. They could probably be slapped out of the secret realm by the golden bear with one slap. However, there were really quite a number of smart people like this. And this kind of intelligence was understandable. Only by defeating a person could one obtain a token. The person who could obtain the most tokens was absolutely powerful, under the circumstances where they didn't have the absolute strength to fight head-on with Lin Ming. A sneak attack at night was indeed more reliable. In addition, it was easier for them to hide their figures at night. After all, those who didn't open their omniscient view would never have thought that the one in the cave was a tier 7 magical beast. The golden bear roar. Before the sky had completely darkened, they heard the roar of the golden bear. Qingmeng sat up nervously, worried that their residence would be discovered. No need to worry, Lin Ming smiled. The mages who came here all followed the location shown on the token. In their eyes, they would definitely not be able to see their simple residence. Moreover, their residence was not close to the cave, and they were hidden in the forest. It would not be easy to find them. The golden bear won't kill the mages from other academies. Right? After all, the strength of the golden bear itself is too strong. This was also one of the problems that Qingmeng was worried about. The mages who can enter this place are all outstanding students of the magic academies. They still have this little bit of life-saving skill. Why should he care about whether they were dead or not? Why would he care about the person who attacked him? He was not cheap either. Roar. The golden bear's voice was heard again. In less than 2 hours, as expected, no one discovered where they were. Outside the secret realm, Gandalf sighed. Many rules and regulations had just been added to this year's competition. Therefore, there were still many loopholes. He didn't think that this kid, Lin Ming, really knew how to take advantage of loopholes. There were still many areas that needed improvement. In the next competition, Lin Ming's position wasn't discovered. During the entire night, Lin Ming looked outside, and it was already a little bright. He stood up and stretched. Tonight could be considered the best night to rest after entering the secret realm. However, Qingmeng, beside him, did not have such a good quality of sleep. He had large bags under his eyes, and he probably did not sleep the whole night. Let's go and see how many people ambushed us last night. Lin Ming left the residence and strode forward. After leaving the residence, he saw from afar that the golden bear's cave had completely collapsed. There were also some traces of injuries on the golden bear's body after being attacked. But there were no substantial injuries. This was exactly what Lin Ming had expected. For a tier 7 golden bear, and a magical beast that was famous for its defense, it was very difficult to break through its defense. 10 tokens. Of course, the first thing that attracted their attention was the 10 floating tokens. In one night, 10 people had ambushed them. However, Lin Ming had been prepared, So they had ambushed the wrong place. All of them had ambushed the golden bear. And it had turned out badly. They had not even seen Lin Ming, the mage who had failed to ambush them last night, and was slapped by the golden bear, was cursing outside. However, when they thought of the golden bear's imposing manner, they were still frightened. They could not understand why they had followed the location indicated by the token and arrived at a tier 7 magical beast. Could it be that the token made a mistake? Or was it just a lie? Or could it be that Green Academy directly took a magical beast as a participant? At this time, their principal had already shut himself off and couldn't be bothered to explain to them. There were only 10 people on the first night. Looks like there are still many truly intelligent people. Lin Ming placed all the tokens into his ring and spoke. Truly intelligent people had absolute patience. At this time, they would definitely not be in a hurry to make a move. The last day was the day when the battle truly needed to be fought. 10 people. This is the number of participants in an academy. When Qingmeng heard Lin Ming's words, he could not help but speak. 10 people, it's not even 1/10 of the number of participants. Is that too many? Lin Ming asked back. Qingmeng was speechless. His own thoughts were fundamentally different from Lin Ming's. He thought that as long as he had a few tokens in his hands, he would be able to submit and not be eliminated in the end. However, Lin Ming's thoughts only wanted to kill all the students of the other academies. 10 people, according to Lin Ming's thoughts, were naturally not many. Lin Ming has more than 30 tokens in his hands. A principal of the academy couldn't help but open his mouth. Such a number was too terrifying. This was the number of students from 3 academies participating in the competition. Lin Ming had defeated all of them by himself, and the current Lin Ming didn't have any injuries at all. In fact, Lin Ming hadn't been exhausted in the battle at all. This brat won't be holding all of the tokens in his hands in the end, right? If that were the case, all of their academies would lose face. However, even if such an outcome really happened, they wouldn't be surprised. After all, this kind of monstrous genius, that was hard to come by in 1,000 years, was something that even the prodigies of their academy couldn't compare to. At this moment, everyone in the secret realm exclaimed in shock. Why is this location turning blood red? As Lin Ming put all the tokens into his ring, the information on Lin Ming's location was displayed in blood red. This was the highest danger level notification. Of course, Gandalf wouldn't have thought that someone would be able to obtain so many tokens. No matter how many tokens there were, an academy would be able to obtain more than 30 tokens, which was considered a lot. However, Lin Ming himself had obtained so many tokens. Therefore, in order to remind all the students in the secret realm, and to prevent the other academies from losing face, Gandalf changed the location information to blood red. He was thinking that there must be truly intelligent students in there. Seeing the location information turn blood red, they would definitely think of something and would not act rashly. Of course, Gandalf also underestimated the arrogance of the students inside. Just as Lin Ming put the token into his ring, someone rushed out and attacked Lin Ming. Fire wave technique. Lin Ming did not even bother to turn his head. He cast the fire wave technique and surrounded the person who attacked him. If not for the teleportation crystal, he would have been roasted into meat jerky in no time. This mage was not strong, but he delivered himself very steadily. Let's go somewhere else. Lin Ming walked up to the golden bear and said. The golden bear seemed to be resisting. The battle will end in the last 2 days. You will be free. Lin Ming knew the reason for the golden bear's resistance. If it had not been suppressed by Lin Ming's dazzling dragon spell, it would probably have started to resist now. Lin Ming could understand. After all, the golden bear had entered hibernation and was beaten up by Lin Ming. Last night, it had been harassed for an entire night. It must have had some emotions. However, although it had some emotions, it still had to continue to exert its strength. Otherwise, wouldn't it have been a waste of Lin Ming's effort to subdue it back then? Moreover, it was only 2 days. If the people delivered themselves quickly, the battle would end even earlier. Hearing Lin Ming's voice, the golden bear felt a little wronged, as it carried Lin Ming on its back and changed its position. Captain, didn't you say that it wouldn't be easy to find students from other academies if you changed your position? Qingmeng had just finished setting up his residence. And with this change of location, he had to rebuild it again. After all, the only purpose of his existence now was to do these menial tasks. Look at this place. If one is not really stupid, I'm afraid one is not willing to deliver oneself to you. Lin Ming said unhappily. Right now, Qingming had too much trust in Lin Ming, so his thinking had become slow. This place had been ambushed by 11 people. Although it was said to be a quick battle. But this place had also become dilapidated. There were traces of battle everywhere. Let's go to the top of the mountain in front. Lin Ming pointed to the front, and the golden bear quickly moved forward. Qingming, who was at the back, could not help but grab the sleigh tightly to prevent himself from falling down. Lin Ming chose the peak of the mountain. Not only did he have a wide field of vision, but they also did not have to constantly change places, since it was mainly at the peak of the mountain. In addition, even if the mages were to launch a sneak attack at night, climbing up the mountain would definitely consume a lot of energy. The movement of climbing up the mountain was also a little louder than on flat ground. It was convenient for the golden bear to kill them. The golden bear was extremely fast. In just a short while, it had reached the peak of the mountain. The magical beasts that were originally occupying the top of the mountain were scared away by its own pressure. After all, among the magical beasts, their bloodline suppression was stronger than other creatures. Let's do it here. Lin Ming looked at a cave at the peak of the mountain and said. The golden bear heard Lin Ming's instructions and stopped. Qingming. Lin Ming turned around and looked at Qingming, who was pitifully on the sleigh. Captain, what's the matter? Qingming stood up and stretched his aching body. Have you ever lived in a stone house? Lin Ming asked. No, but tonight, I will definitely let you experience the comfortable style of a stone house, Captain. Qingming instantly understood what Lin Ming meant, and quickly said, thank you for your hard work. Lin Ming nodded. This was not what he had asked Qingming to do. This was the comfortable type of stone house that Qingming had insisted on letting him experience. Oh, right, your relationship with the principal looks a little different. Lin Ming glanced at Qingming and said, although Qingming was exceptionally diligent in front of Lin Ming, no matter what kind of dirty work it was, there was no need for Lin Ming to make a move. But Lin Ming could also see that Qingming had his own pride. Moreover, Qingming's strength was definitely stronger than the other students of the academy. As for his relationship with the principal, a discerning person could tell that it wasn't ordinary. The principal is my grandfather. Qingming opened his mouth. Regarding his own background, he didn't hide it. Of course, as the grandson of the principal of a magic academy, others might have already flaunted this identity. But if it wasn't for Lin Ming's inquiry, Qingming wouldn't have revealed this identity. This was Qingming's own pride. Biological grandson? Lin Ming had thought about the relationship between Qingming and the principal, but he hadn't thought that their relationship was so close. Yes, Qingming nodded. Tisk tisk, and it's a direct blood relationship. Lin Ming smiled and said, if it wasn't for my appearance, the captain would have been yours, right? Are you still unconvinced? Lin Ming said, strength comes first. I can't compare to you. There's nothing to feel unconvinced about. Qingming shook his head. With Lin Ming's strength, killing him in an instant wouldn't be a problem. The captain needed absolute strength. What level is your strength? Up until now, Lin Ming hadn't seen Qingming unleash his full strength. Tier 5. Qingming said his rank. Tier 5? Lin Ming's interest was piqued. This kid really had some skills. You're not repeating your studies, are you? In Green Academy, Qingming would receive a lot of care because of his status and his own talent. Only 2 tiers older than you. I am not that old. Qingming shook his head. Qingming was actually not a student of the uppermost grade. But what's the use of talking about tiers with you? Qingming laughed bitterly and said, Lin Ming was only at tier 3, but he had the strength to even subdue the golden bear. He had met so many opponents, but he had also easily killed them all. Lin Ming's thoughts and thoroughness made him feel inferior. That was why he was willing to do all the hard work. He would not do all the hard work at home. It's different. When the time comes, your achievements will definitely surpass your grandfather's. Lin Ming waved his hand, afraid that he would hurt Qingming. Qingming nodded. This answer stunned Lin Ming, stunned for a moment. This kid looked down on his grandfather so much? At this moment, There were already a few people surrounding the foot of the mountain. However, after Lin Ming reached the top of the mountain, some of the hotheads who originally wanted to attack also began to observe, whether it was the terrain or the physical strength required to climb up the mountain. They all needed to be considered carefully. The kid from Green Academy. In one night, the location information turned red. A student from the academy looked at the direction indicated on the token and spoke. This means that there were quite a number of people who ambushed or challenged him on the first night. However, all of them failed. Moreover, the token in their hands was all collected by this kid from Green Academy. Therefore, many talented students from the academy were much smarter. After they began to analyze, they did not want to make a move in advance. Especially the captains of the various academies. They were carrying the hopes of the entire academy. If one were careless and was eliminated, the ranking of the academy itself would almost be out. As more and more mages gathered at the foot of the mountain, some of the students of the academy also began to unite. At this moment, 2 students bent their backs and quietly advanced towards the top of the mountain. This mountain was too steep, and coupled with the snow and ice, it was very difficult to stand on. Hence, it was extremely strenuous to climb up the mountain. There's someone. Qingming looked into the distance and stood up. In this place that was covered in snow, it was too easy to be discovered during the day. Don't be agitated, he's from our academy. Lin Ming looked at Qingming, who was making a fuss, and waved his hand. From our academy? He could only see a small black dot, but Lin Ming could actually know the other party's identity? Then should we welcome him to prevent him from being ambushed? Qingming opened his mouth to ask. There's no need, the other academies are eager for someone to probe them, so no one will make a move against him. Lin Ming shook his head. But our academy has the same uniform, and now, everyone knows that you're from Green Academy. Qingming was full of questions and questions. Look carefully. The student who came up was wearing the hide of a Tier 1 magical beast. His clothes must have been stripped or burned off during the battle with others. Fortunately, Lin Ming was patient and did not keep silent to Qingming's questions. Qingming also knew that if he asked any more questions, he would be talking too much. However, he still did not understand how Lin Ming knew the identity of the other party over such a long distance, and it was not the uniform of his academy. Just wait, Golden Bear, you will rest well in the cave in a while. Don't make a move. Lin Ming touched the Golden Bear and said. The Golden Bear nodded and lay on the ground, enjoying the peace and quiet. Captain, the first mage to climb up said loudly. His voice was full of tears. It seemed that he had suffered a lot in this secret realm. Come in, Lin Ming said, and the mages quickly entered the cave. Qingming, make a fire. Everyone will be warm in a while, Lin Ming said to Qingming. Okay, Qingming nodded. He was willing to do such a thing. Lin Ming took out a set of clothes from the ring and threw them to the arriving student. This set of clothes was the face of the secret realm. If they left the secret realm, they wouldn't even be able to find the clothes. How embarrassing. Thank you, Captain, the student said gratefully. If Gandalf's voice hadn't sounded in the secret realm and allowed him to know Lin Ming's current location, he wouldn't have been able to control himself. At that time, he would have crushed the teleportation crystal. Were you ambushed? Lin Ming asked. Yes, fortunately, I ran fast, the student said. You ran fast and even had your clothes taken off? Lin Ming's attitude was that of mockery. Because the person in front of him was Mo Ran. Mo Ran no longer had any arrogance. Lin Ming could mock as he pleased. Now, he felt that being by Lin Ming's side meant that he had partners. This feeling was great. Wow, Mo Ran, who was warming up, suddenly saw the golden bear beside him. He was so shocked that he jumped up. Don't be afraid, relax. Lin Ming looked at Mo Ran. This fellow was really pitiful. Of course, this was also a good thing. After this kid returned to Green Academy, his arrogance would be restrained and even corrected. This would be very good for his future cultivation in his body. It was good for a person to be arrogant. However, if a person's arrogance was overdone, it would not only not be a good thing, but it would also have a negative effect on many things. Now that Mo Ran's clothes had been destroyed, his so-called arrogance was definitely gone. Mo Ran himself had been defeated by Lin Ming. Over the past few days, he had always felt that he was living under Lin Ming's shadow. And this time, in the secret realm competition, he had been beaten to the point where not even his clothes were left. Instead, it had caused his state of mind to change once again. This made him understand that there was always someone better than him, and there was no limit in the universe. Furthermore, it had laid a solid foundation in his heart. He would not suffer any setbacks, or be unable to recover from a setback. Originally, when he saw Lin Ming, he was extremely repulsed. But now, when he saw Lin Ming, it was like seeing his family. When he looked at Lin Ming, it gave him an indescribable sense of familiarity. As for Lin Ming, his heart was already broad. In addition, Mo Ran did not have a high presence in his heart to begin with. Back then, it did not take much effort to defeat him. Moreover, when Mo Ran saw him now, the emotions in his eyes were like he had seen his own father. Lin Ming couldn't hit this smiling man. A tier 7 magical beast. Looking at the golden bear in front of him, Mo Ran was almost scared silly. How could there be such a tier of magical beasts in this cave? Moreover, it was in the cave where Lin Ming was. At first, he thought that he had found his backups. But now it seemed that he was walking into a trap. Don't be afraid, this is our partner, the golden bear. Lin Ming looked at Mo Ran. For some reason, he felt that it was funny. This is a tier 7 magical beast. Lin Ming said this, but Mo Ran was still in disbelief. Alright, don't worry so much, it won't take the initiative to attack us. It just needs to help us. Lin Ming was too lazy to explain to Mo Ran. He looked down the mountain again. There's another student from our academy. Lin Ming spoke. There was another climber, but this guy wasn't smart. The clothes he was wearing were from Green Academy. So when he went up the mountain, he would definitely be attacked. Qingmeng, go fetch him. Lin Ming turned around and glanced at Qingmeng, who was busy. Okay, Qingmeng nodded and went down the mountain to greet his fellow mate. There are too many students from other academies at the foot of the mountain. If he goes alone to pick him up, I'm afraid. Mo Ran remembered that the foot of the mountain had been surrounded. He just didn't know why they didn't attack him. Could it be that they pitied him when they saw that he didn't even have clothes? It doesn't matter. Don't underestimate your junior. Lin Ming waved his hand. Qingmeng was inferior to him, that was for sure. However, Qingmeng himself also possessed pretty good combat strength. Junior? Mo Ran didn't expect this identity either. Originally, Mo Ran thought that Qingmeng was at least of the same grade as him. There are many people down there? Lin Ming glanced at Mo Ran and asked, although he knew in his heart Mo Ran had just come up from the foot of the mountain. So he definitely had a more accurate figure. The foot of the mountain is basically surrounded. There are at least 30 to 40 people. Mo Ran nodded. When he came up just now, he saw several students of the academy starting to gather together. As they got closer, the students from their academies started to gather together. Mo Ran said, right now, we are really isolated and helpless, facing enemies from both sides. Mo Ran sighed. He kept feeling like he was going to be finished. The students from other academies gave him a very strong feeling. The students he was fighting were clearly tier 4 mages, but the purity of their magic and their combat power far surpassed his. And at this moment, there were so many students gathered at the foot of the mountain. Although he knew how strong Lin Ming was, he had just found Lin Ming, and had never seen Lin Ming kill other students in an instant. In his opinion, Lin Ming was indeed strong, but he was only a tier 3 mage after all. About the same. Lin Ming nodded. This number was about what he had imagined. Lin Ming had more than 30 tokens in his hands, which meant that more than 30 students had been eliminated by Lin Ming. There were a total of 120 students participating in the competition. It was impossible for all of them to be eliminated by Lin Ming. There were also some mages who were observing. 30 to 40 students had reached the foot of the mountain, which was already quite a number. Captain, there are so many students surrounding us at the same time. What should we do? Mo Ran spoke to Lin Ming in a sobbing tone. Alright, just watch. There's no need for you to make a move. There's no need for so much pressure. Lin Ming hurriedly waved his hand. He couldn't stand this attitude of man. At this moment, Qingmeng had already picked apart his fellow mates, who went up the mountain. And as expected, they were all attacked. And Qingmeng didn't disappoint Lin Ming. Although he was attacked by many people at the foot of the mountain, he still brought them up safely. Captain, When the student who was brought up saw Lin Ming, he quickly spoke, "Go and rest for a while." Lin Ming nodded and continued to sit by the bonfire. Mo Ran, have you scolded anyone before? Lin Ming looked at Mo Ran, who was at the side, and spoke with interest. I've never done it before. Mo Ran shook his head. Although he was extremely down and out of sorts here, he was still somewhat ugly. But in Green Academy, he was also a true prodigy. He had very high talent in magic, and his magic level was also at tier 4, so he had never scolded anyone before. Lin Ming had also thought of it. No rush, I'll teach you. Lin Ming chuckled. Scolding people, he was good at it. Mo Ran's face was full of confusion. He didn't know why Lin Ming wanted him to learn to scold people. Could it be that he was scolding the magic students of the academy below? They were already surrounded by so many students. It was too early to scold them, not to mention provoking discord and weakening them. Wasn't this forcing them to attack them together with other enemies? Come. Lin Ming waved his hand and walked to a corner with Mo Ran. Lin Ming opened his mouth and spoke non-stop. Do you remember? Lin Ming looked at the livid Mo Ran and asked, more or less. Mo Ran nodded. Lin Ming didn't swear, but it was really unpleasant to hear. He had a feeling that Lin Ming was scolding him. Well, I'll say it again. You'll remember. Lin Ming nodded. He spoke non-stop again. Do you remember it? Lin Ming looked at Mo Ran, who was a little stunned, and asked, I remember it. Mo Ran nodded. Although Lin Ming had said enough, he had indeed remembered everything. Repeat it for me to hear. Lin Ming chuckled and said. Mo Ran spoke a little embarrassedly, but the content was exactly the same. Lin Ming laughed directly. This kid's memory was really good. Lin Ming had said that a person like Mo Ran might not be as good as him in magic cultivation, but this scolding was definitely beyond his talent. These 2 times, he had said so many scolding words that even he had forgotten what he had just said. But Mo Ran could say it word for word. Okay, Mo Ran, do you have enough courage? Lin Ming nodded and opened his mouth to speak to Mo Ran. Captain, didn't you say that I don't need to make a move? Why are you asking me such a question now? Of course, if you want me to make a move, I have no objections. After Mo Ran said the first sentence, he felt that he had displayed too much cowardice. So he added another sentence. The things I said will not change. Until now, you don't need to make a move. Even if it ends, it will still be the same. Lin Ming was a man of his word. How could he change just like that? Then what do you mean, Captain? Mo Ran looked at Lin Ming's smile, and suddenly had a bad feeling. You don't need to make a move. You just need to speak. Lin Ming's smile started to become a little impudent. You want me to scold people? No matter how stupid Mo Ran was, he knew what Lin Ming meant. Remember to speak louder. Lin Ming nodded. Captain, you're so skilled at scolding people. You don't have to teach me. Why don't you go ahead? Mo Ran said, embarrassedly. He had never scolded people before. Now that he had to scold so many people, there was too much pressure. I can scold too, but in a while, 30 to 40 people will rush up. Don't run, you fight. Lin Ming nodded. It didn't matter. Anyway, the final goal was to get rid of the mages. Forget it, let me do it. Hearing Lin Ming's words, Mo Ran hurriedly waved his hand. Although he was embarrassed, this wasn't an act of courting death. As long as the students below rushed up, Lin Ming would finish them all. Captain, are you sure you can finish them all together? Mo Ran asked Lin Ming in a trembling voice. Of course, and it's an instant kill. Lin Ming nodded. He had the confidence to do so, whether it was hitting or scolding people. Okay, Captain, leave this matter to me. Mo Ran took a deep breath and accepted the challenge. Remember to speak louder. Lin Ming nodded. He didn't forget to instruct Mo Ran to speak louder when scolding someone. Listen up, idiots below. Mo Ran's voice was a little soft at the start, filled with unconfidence. However, as he spoke, his voice became louder and louder. In the end, it even reached the level of forgetting oneself. At the start, the crowd was still a little stunned. However, in the end, their faces turned livid. In the end, some people couldn't take it anymore and rushed forward, wanting to finish Mo Ran off. At this moment, Mo Ran was getting more and more agitated. In the end, he was getting addicted. I don't care anymore. I want to go up the mountain right now and cut this fellow into 1,000 pieces. Below, a student from another academy couldn't take such humiliation anymore and shouted angrily. Calm down. The people beside quickly pulled her back. This kid, His scolding is too harsh. The people at the foot of the mountain could still remain calm at first, but now, there was a riot. A mage couldn't stand it anymore, and directly threw out an attack spell. This gave Mo Ran a fright. If they all attacked him, how bad would it be? He was not Lin Ming, and he could not withstand so many attacks. However, the mountain was too steep, and the distance was too far. The terrain was complicated, therefore, there was no way to attack Mo Ran. When Mo Ran saw this scene, he began to have confidence in his heart. And he cursed even harder. In the end, he did not even use the words that Lin Ming taught him. And he directly started to make up his own words. The people below couldn't help but rush forward. Tisk tisk, this kid really has talent. I underestimated him before. Lin Ming was in the cave. When he heard Mo Ran's words, he couldn't help but clap his hands and cheer. This kid was too talented in this aspect. In the beginning, Lin Ming didn't think that it would have such a good effect. He was really good at judging people. Calm down. Below, some students who were still calm pulled the students who couldn't control themselves. Never mind, when have I ever been insulted like this? Even if I'm eliminated, I still have to take revenge. Those who could participate in the competition were all prodigies. It was the first time that they were pointed at and scolded by others while jumping high. Some of the students had already lost their wits. After being scolded, there were already people rushing towards the mountain peak one after another. Seeing this scene, Mo Ran was still a little nervous, because he knew that although his strength could enter the top 10 in Green Academy, he was basically not a match for those who had rushed up. Of course, this did not affect his performance in the slightest. At this moment, outside the secret realm, this isn't proper. Originally, looking at the gathering of students, hope ignited in the hearts of some principals. The strength of numbers was greater. With the advantage of numbers, perhaps they could win in the end? However, Lin Ming was too crafty, directly going up such a high mountain peak. When all of them gathered together and climbed the mountain together, there was still a chance. But Lin Ming did not follow the usual pattern at all. He actually used this move, causing Mo Ran to curse at the people below. Some could calm down, while some couldn't. Some had a good temper, while some had a fiery temper. In addition, they were students from different academies, so they weren't of the same mind at all. Therefore, the people who were climbing the mountain together now would definitely have uneven conditions. Of course, Lin Ming's original intention was to let them climb the mountain as soon as possible. Otherwise, Lin Ming would get tired just by watching them. As for whether they went up the mountain together or not, Lin Ming didn't care. There's no such thing as too much deception in war. If you don't have enough patience, do you still have to blame others? Green Academy looked at the person who spoke. It was the principal of another magic academy, who wasn't on good terms with them. He couldn't help but snort coldly, and open his mouth to mock back. This principal really couldn't find the confidence to mock Principal Green. After all, Lin Ming was strong and intelligent. He had even subdued the Tier 7 magical beast, the Golden Bear. He couldn't grasp Lin Ming's weakness, and went to challenge Principal Green. After all, there were still students in his school who were easily killed by Lin Ming. Alright, focus on watching. After all, this segment is very interesting. At this time, Gandalf spoke up. He was old and had always lived in peace. Now that Lin Ming had done this, he felt that it was really lively. He even began to look forward to the moment when Lin Ming would cultivate with him. Everyone stopped talking. After all, they had just heard Gandalf say that he had accepted Lin Ming as his disciple. Now, Gandalf was definitely biased towards Lin Ming. Gandalf's identity was right here. In a world where strength reigned supreme, no one dared to provoke him. Principal Green, on the other hand, had a smile on his face. He almost laughed out loud. In the secret realm, a portion of them are coming up. Lin Ming looked at the foot of the mountain. A portion of them could no longer endure this kind of abuse, and began to go up the mountain to destroy Mo Ran. Golden Bear, remember not to attack. Just rest here. Lin Ming looked at the Golden Bear and instructed. If the Golden Bear attacked now, all the students at the foot of the mountain would probably run away, although they were extremely angry now. The moment the Golden Bear attacked, they were clear-headed. At this moment, Mo Ran looked at the mages, who were going up the mountain one after another, and his heart was a little flustered. However, With Lin Ming's appearance, he also had confidence in his heart. And his voice became even louder. Lin Ming began to admire this kid. From just now until now, he had not repeated it, and even now, his voice was not hoarse. Lure him to a hidden place. Lin Ming spoke to Qingmeng. Qingmeng nodded. If they were to fight, he could not kill like Lin Ming in an instant. But he could lure people. In addition, there was an upper-grade mage who had just gathered. Lin Ming only waited for them to come to his door. And then he would finish them off one by one. Goodbye. Lin Ming looked at the first mage, who charged forward, and the flame power in his hand directly exploded. In an instant, there was only a token left in the mage's position. At this moment, the entire mountain was still filled with Mo Ran's curses. At this moment, even the most foolish person could feel that something was wrong. There were at least 7 or 8 mages who had gone up the mountain. They were all hot-tempered and could not tolerate such insults. That they went up the mountain. Among them, 1 or 2 of them were even captains of other academies. This time should have arrived a long time ago. But from Mo Ran's curses, they knew that they should have been eliminated. And Mo Ran, who was cursing loudly on the mountain, hadn't even been interrupted. The many students at the foot of the mountain instantly became a little chaotic, and now they would definitely not be willing to retreat. All seniors and juniors, listen to me. At this moment, a voice sounded from below the mountain. Everyone, if you wish to defeat the threat from the mountain peak first, please remove the barrier between you and the academy. The students below the mountain would definitely gather together at that time. And for them to gather, they would definitely need a leader. And now, this leader had appeared. The number of tokens in the hands of Green Academy's Lin Ming at the mountain peak must reach at least 30. Otherwise, it would be impossible for the place to turn scarlet red. This voice appeared once again, and it was actually able to roughly analyze the number of tokens in Lin Ming's hands, and 30 tokens means that his strength isn't something that 1 or 2 of us can defeat. A smart person finally appeared. He now wanted to unite everyone and attack Lin Ming. Only then would he be able to reap the benefits. Outside the secret realm, this kid, not bad, a principal couldn't help but speak. Lin Ming, this kid was too monstrous. Right now, they could only unite together and eliminate Lin Ming first. Only then would the other academies have a chance of survival. Quantity cannot suppress quality in the end. The principal of Green Academy spoke coldly. Inside the secret realm, following the words of this student, it was also in line with the thoughts of some people. Of course, they were all prodigies, so there would definitely be some who rejected this alliance. Why should we believe you? Right, what if you use this as cannon fodder? Some doubtful voices sounded. Everyone, I'll advance and retreat with you. There's no such thing as cannon fodder. It's just that the people at the top of the mountain are too troublesome, so we need to form an alliance. As for why you believe me, please take a look. After the student spoke, 10 tokens appeared in front of him. 10 tokens. Everyone couldn't help but be surprised. Lin Ming did indeed have more than 30 tokens in his hands. But no one else could compare to his monstrousness. 10 tokens represented the number of students in an academy. He had eliminated an academy by himself, which was already very strong. That's right, but the 10 tokens in my hands only show green. You'll know how many tokens are blood red. The student nodded and said, your display is green? Isn't it only able to see Lin Ming's display from Green Academy? As the student spoke, the students who had agreed with him a moment ago couldn't help but retort. Don't be impatient, everyone, please infuse your power into the token you have obtained. Then, use your magic power to transmit all the information you have into the token. And you will be able to display your own display. The student spoke. As he spoke, everyone began to experiment with his explanation. As expected, through this method, colors could be displayed. There were only colors, and there was no indication of where they were. What the token shows is the danger level. The student opened his mouth, and his discovery was very great. My 10 tokens are only green. You'll know what the blood red token represents. The student continued. Some of the doubtful students began to hesitate. All right, we, who share the same ideals, will unite and eliminate Lin Ming first. The student knew that those who hesitated would always hesitate. However, as more people gathered, the degree of uncertainty in their hearts grew. In a short while, more than 10 people had gathered around this student. Come, this student waved his hand and once again extended an invitation to the hesitant people around him. Right now, we're going in and out together. We're going up the mountain. Are you guys here to make us cannon fodder? There were also some hot-tempered people in the group who spoke directly. Please advance and retreat together. This student spoke once again. A few students sighed and joined the group. If you guys don't join us when we eliminate Lin Ming, you guys will be the first to be eliminated. Another student couldn't help but speak. What a drag. They hesitated and dragged on. At this moment, the remaining students once again joined the group. The remaining 1 or 2 students didn't have the right to choose. They could only brace themselves and join the team. Everyone, one of us must be responsible for the general direction. Our time is tight. We need to confirm this person within a short period of time. This student spoke. We will just eliminate Lin Ming, who is at the mountain peak. There's no need to say anything else. You can be this person. That's right, all of them had the same thought, which was to eliminate Lin Ming first. As for after Lin Ming was eliminated, that was another matter. In any case, their team could only exist until they defeated Lin Ming. Therefore, at this time, it didn't matter who the leader of the team was. The general direction that this person was talking about was to destroy Lin Ming. Alright then, I have no sense of shame when this team leader attacks later. Please listen to my opinion. This student nodded and said. He naturally knew what others were thinking when he treated himself as the team leader now. It was planting a seed in everyone's hearts. Everyone was easy to influence. Now that he has become the team leader, everyone will respect his opinion in their hearts. And when there was a disagreement, his status would be more important than others. He could organize everyone and collect a student token from the magic academies. This proved that he was not only powerful but also smart. We don't know how many people are on the peak of the mountain besides Lin Ming, so we don't need to split into 2 groups. We can just gather together and rush up. We'll do our best to preserve our strength. What do you think? The student asked. Okay, his words were approved. Anyway, they knew from the message on the token that there were at least 2 people on the mountain peak. There was still one person who was cursing. It was definitely not Lin Ming. Moreover, none of them wanted to be cannon fodder. Gathering together was a tacit agreement in their hearts. Alright, everyone, come. When this student saw that his idea was approved, he took out a rope from his ring. Everyone, please grab hold of it. If anything happens on the way up the mountain, we can pull each other. As soon as he finished speaking, everyone nodded and grabbed onto the rope. It had to be said that this fellow's thoughts were still sufficient. Even if he was eliminated by Lin Ming in the end, he would still have a place outside the academy. May I know your name, fellow student? May I know your name? Following the guidance of this fellow, there were already students from other academies who began to ingratiate themselves with him. Lu Yi. This student cupped his hands and spoke. His attitude was filled with humility. It was impossible to tell that when he was looking for Lin Ming. His eyes were cold and sinister. Everyone, let's go. We must always remember that we are all members of this team. We are a group. Lu Yi spoke, once again imperceptibly influencing their hearts. Everyone nodded. From the beginning, they didn't care about this team. Now, as Lu Yi subtly influenced them, they began to acknowledge this team in their hearts. The most important step in subtly influencing them was the rope that Lu Yi took out from his ring. Under Lu Yi's command, everyone went up the mountain together. At this moment, at the peak of the mountain, Captain, look, they are going up the mountain together. Qingming looked at the foot of the mountain and spoke to Lin Ming. They're actually tied together with ropes. Is this to make it easier for me to take them all down? Lin Ming looked at the people going up the mountain with interest as he watched the vast and mighty crowd go up the mountain. Mo Ran started to cower in his heart. His voice became softer and softer as Lu Yi and the others approached. In the end, there was no sound at all. Continue. With me here, what are you afraid of? Lin Ming's voice gave Mo Ran confidence. Yes. Mo Ran trembled and spoke again. Lin Ming looked down at the people who were climbing the mountain. Don't Mo Ran stop scolding. They went back home. After all, they could gather together in such a short period of time. and decide to go up the mountain so quickly? Mo Ran's scolding took up more than half of the credit. Alright, you can go. Go and rest in the cave. After a while, Lin Ming turned around and spoke to Mo Ran. Mo Ran ran back into the cave as if he had been relieved of a heavy burden. He lay in the cave, panting heavily. Although it was only curses, he felt that it was more tiring than the magic he had cultivated for several days. Moreover, it had tested his mental strength greatly just now. Now that he was lying on the ground, his body couldn't help but tremble. The reason Lin Ming let him rest was that, besides this group of people, they had already reached the halfway point of the mountain. Moreover, he could also see that Mo Ran's heart could no longer bear this kind of pressure. In just a short while, Mo Ran would probably fall to the ground and be unable to get up. Lin Ming stood at the peak of the mountain. Looking down from above, Lu Yi's team had reached the halfway point of the mountain, and it was difficult for them to get down. Qingmeng, the two of us will be enough for the battle later. Let the two seniors rest for a while, Lin Ming said to Qingmeng beside him. Okay, Qingmeng nodded. Qingmeng knew that Lin Ming had asked him to join the battle because he had acknowledged him in his heart. Otherwise, just like Mo Ran, he would only have the effect of cursing. As for that senior who had just reached the peak of the mountain, Lin Ming didn't even bother to look at him, because Lin Ming was too strong, so strong that he didn't need any help at all. Also, the golden bear that Lin Ming had tamed, a tier 7 magical beast, had surpassed them by too much. With so many people, aren't you worried that you'll be eliminated at any time? Lin Ming smiled. Qingmeng was really straightforward in agreeing. Anyway, with you around, it doesn't matter whether I get eliminated or not. As long as our academy is number 1 in the end, what I can get, I will still get. Qingmeng waved his hand. He saw it very clearly. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so diligent. He would do all the dirty work by himself. Even if Mo Ran and a senior came, he would still be the same. Don't worry, I won't let you be eliminated. Lin Ming chuckled. Qingmeng was originally just there to make up the numbers, so he was not really needed. Moreover, there was also the golden bear, which was the focus of the battle. If Qingmeng were eliminated, he would have no one to serve him in the remaining 2 days. Since the captain said so, I believe that I won't be eliminated. Moreover, I'm a tier 5 mage, I'm not made of paper. Qingmeng also smiled, and his aura exploded. No matter what, he was still a tier 5 mage. Although he was in the 3rd grade, he was on the same level as his teacher. If it were not for the monstrous Lin Ming, no one would be able to suppress him. Lin Ming. In a short while, the people at the foot of the mountain had already arrived, and their voices were the first to arrive. I'm here. Lin Ming looked at them and warmly waved his hand. You don't have to be so far away. Come closer so that we can communicate. Lin Ming looked at the cowardly people and said with a smile. Cut the crap. Where's the guy who insulted us just now? A mage with a hot temper said coldly. Insulted you? I didn't hear that. Lin Ming shook his head. Stop pretending to be stupid. Everyone had already reached the top of the mountain. They didn't expect Lin Ming not to attack them. During the journey, what I heard from that kid was the truth. Lin Ming chuckled. What could be wrong with what he had taught Mo Ran? You're courting death. At this moment, a hot-tempered person exploded and released the rope, attacking Lin Ming. Wait a moment, Lu Yi shouted from behind, but his voice was still a little too late. Am I courting death? Lin Ming sneered coldly. Since they were all here together, why did they still have to act like heroes and take the initiative to attack him? He didn't expect that there would be a fool who had endured until the very end. Fire wave technique. Lin Ming didn't use the fire snake spell, nor did he use the strongest technique, dazzling dragon spell. Fire wave technique was just right to deal with this fellow. The continuous damage made it impossible for this group of people to completely understand their own strength. As for the fire wave technique's attack, there was no problem for it to defeat this opponent before them. However, a continuous attack couldn't kill instantly. Right now, Lin Ming had his own thoughts. If he were to kill the other party instantly, his thoughts might not be complete. Qingmeng, lure him into the cave. Lin Ming glanced at Qingmeng. Qingmeng nodded, indicating that he understood. Lin Ming was really bad. The fire wave technique was controlled by Lin Ming for a while before killing this irascible person. HMPH, I thought this guy was very strong. However, with a tier 3 magic attack, defeating a tier 4 mage is already very abnormal. Lu Yi's eyes were cold, although he had stopped this irritable person from making a move just now. He still wanted to see how strong Lin Ming was. However, he wished that someone would be willing to be cannon fodder and test Lin Ming's strength from the aura that this guy emitted. It seems that he is only a tier 3 mage. Lin Ming's attack just now allowed Lu Yi to understand Lin Ming's realm. How can a tier 3 mage obtain so many tokens? However, a tier 3 mage can use a tier 3 spell to exhaust a tier 4 mage. That's already very powerful. Lu Yi frowned and began to calculate in his heart. There must be something wrong. For a tier 3 mage to be able to obtain so many tokens, either he was hiding his strength or he was just a scapegoat. However, it was not because he was much stronger than Lu Yi. There was no way for him to hide the level of his magic. Therefore, Lin Ming's level must be that of a tier 3 mage. Could it be? Lu Yi glanced at Qingmeng, who was beside Lin Ming, and began to guess. Qingmeng had the temperament of a powerhouse to begin with. In addition to the aura that he unleashed, he was a tier 5 mage. If his magic was pure, he could obtain more than 30 tokens. But it was not impossible. And with only a tier 3 mage, no matter how pure his magic was, it was impossible for him to obtain so many tokens. What's wrong? You don't dare to attack? You all act so cowardly. Why are you still here? Lin Ming looked at the silent crowd and snorted. HMPH, you're only a tier 3 mage, you can be easily dealt with. As Lin Ming's aura was exposed, he was starting to be looked down upon. Boom! An intense magic attack came at Lin Ming, and the student who attacked was also a tier 5 mage. Lin Ming was attacked on the body. He held his chest and panted heavily. Although he used a fire-controlling spell to resist it, he could not completely block it. In the end, he was hit by the magic attack. He staggered and fell to the ground. Are you okay? Qingmeng's expression changed drastically. He strode forward and supported Lin Ming. I'm fine. Lin Ming was hoarse and powerless to speak. Their magic is too strong. I'm afraid that the two of us are not a match for them. Retreat. Although Lin Ming's voice was hoarse and weak, the other side could still hear him. They had thought that the opponents they would encounter after going up the mountain would be very strong. They did not expect that they would only be weak chickens. How unlucky. If we knew it would be so easy to deal with them, why would we waste so much effort? A student snorted coldly. Do it. Everyone looked at the fallen Lin Ming. They immediately put down the rope in their hands and charged towards Lin Ming. Let's go. Lin Ming placed his arm on Qingmeng's body and winked at Qingmeng. Qingmeng also heaved a sigh of relief. It was mainly because Lin Ming's acting was too good. Just now, he had thought that Lin Ming had really been attacked. Looking at Lin Ming's condition now, he didn't look like he had been attacked. At this moment, looking at the people who were scattered and attacking, Lu Yi's expression changed. Everyone, don't be impulsive. Lu Yi shouted from behind, but no one could hear his voice at all. Everyone was now thinking about the more than 30 tokens on Lin Ming's body. If they could obtain these tokens, even if they only had one token in their hands, and hadn't defeated anyone, they could instantly take first place. Therefore, after seeing Lin Ming being defeated, everyone's eyes turned red. Lin Ming was supported by Qingmeng. As he quickly entered the cave, everyone also stopped in front of the cave. There's really a path to heaven, but you don't want to take it. And you chose the hell way. Haha, he actually entered the cave. Then let's catch a turtle in a jar. Everyone looked at the cave and was about to rush in. Everyone, hold on, don't be fooled by him. Lu Yi followed up and tried to dissuade them again. Originally, he had gathered these people together and could listen to his commands. But Lin Ming didn't play by the rules at all. He perfectly captured everyone's thoughts. There's an exit behind the cave. Everyone, don't wait any longer, or else he'll really escape. The sound of rocks being pushed aside came from behind the cave. The people who were still thinking were once again blinded. Charge! Destroy this kid! Everyone rushed into the cave, ready to catch a turtle in a jar. Of course, there was a jar, but the turtle was the other way around. Lu Yi stood in the cave with a gloomy face. He hesitated for a moment, but didn't follow them in. Even if it was really as it seemed, Lin Ming was really that bad. If he couldn't be the first to seize the token, wouldn't there still be 2 days left? And if there was a trap, he didn't want to hide in the cave with this group of people. Boom! As this group of people entered, the entrance of the cave collapsed. As the entrance of the cave collapsed, the many students who entered also finally realized that something was wrong. There's a trap. The students at the back wanted to use magic to blast open the entrance, but Lin Ming was already prepared, so he definitely wouldn't let them escape so easily. Outside the secret realm, "Your student, you're really cunning." Lin Ming's actions. Although some principals secretly nodded in their hearts. However, there were too many people who were affected by Lin Ming's actions. In other words, all the students of the magic academies present viewed him as an enemy who had killed their father. A person who can control humanity is not considered cunning. And the person who is controlled is also not worthy of pity. If there was no greed, would he be so easily hooked? Principal Green was too lazy to argue with them. He understood that no matter what the principals present said, their jealousy was real. In the secret realm, as expected, as the cave entrance collapsed, Lu Yi's face changed dramatically. He had long thought that there would be a trap inside. Now that his thoughts were confirmed, he did not stay here for long. Instead, he turned around and left the mountain. After all, there would still be some students gathered at the foot of the mountain. There were too many accidents, just by himself. He did not want to be eliminated here. Inside the cave, as the cave entrance collapsed, everyone started to panic. Everyone, don't panic. There are so many of us. Just destroy him. Isn't this cave entrance easy to clean up? A student shouted. Attack together. Following the sound of a voice, all kinds of dazzling magic gushed out. Just when they thought they could crush Lin Ming, a huge figure appeared, and all their magic was forcefully blocked by this figure. Their fantasies were also destroyed by this figure. Golden Bear. A student looked at the huge object in front of him, his voice trembling. Damn it, there's actually a tier 7 magical beast in this cave. With the appearance of the Golden Bear, they were truly in a mess. There weren't many of them who had actual combat experience to begin with. As for those who had actual combat experience, it could be said that they didn't. Now that a tier 7 magical beast had appeared, a few of them had actually crushed the teleportation crystal. In their eyes, a tier 7 magical beast was too strong. It wasn't something they could resist. Dazzling Dragon Spell. As Lin Ming cast his spell, the originally dark cave instantly lit up. Lin Ming was like a god of fire descending from the heavens in this cave. Dazzling Dragon Spell. Lin Ming cast 2 Dazzling Dragon Spells and attacked the people on the opposite side. Following the attack of the Dazzling Dragon Spells, the originally panicking people completely scattered. The lower tier mages inside were eliminated in the darkness. Boom. Of course, there were also some tough students who were not weak. They could still hold on. However, with the Golden Bear's attack, they could not hold on for long. Their magic attacks on the Golden Bear were like tickling. And when the Golden Bear's palm fell, they could only crush the teleportation crystal to save their lives. This was the difference. It was too difficult to break the shield on the Golden Bear. Back then, if Lin Ming had not fused the 8 Dazzling Dragon Spells and suppressed the Golden Bear's bloodline, he might not have been able to subdue the Golden Bear. Although there were many mages in the cave, their spells were incompatible and increased the intensity of their attacks. On the other hand, they could not cause any substantial damage. Therefore, the Golden Bear was in an undefeatable position in this battle. Goodbye. Lin Ming controlled the Dazzling Dragon Spell and eliminated the last person in the cave. Phew. Lin Ming let out a breath. After the battle in the sealed cave, it really made people feel suffocated. Golden Bear. Lin Ming glanced at the Golden Bear. The Golden Bear understood what Lin Ming meant and directly rushed into a cave. After this battle, there aren't many students outside. Lin Ming looked at the token in the cave and said, I didn't expect that I could also participate in such a battle. Qingmeng said, although he had the strength, he really didn't have the courage to fight more than 30 people with 2 people. If it weren't for Lin Ming, who brought him into the battle, he probably wouldn't have been able to participate in such a battle. Okay, don't be sentimental. Go and get some fresh air. Lin Ming smiled and strode out of the cave. All right, Qingmeng nodded. However, Lin Ming had been standing at the entrance of the cave for a while, and Qingmeng had just come out. Captain. Qingmeng handed the tokens to Lin Ming. There were more than 30 tokens. Looking at this number, His heart trembled. Lin Ming nodded and kept the token in his ring. Outside the secret realm, more than 60 tokens, this. A principal frowned. This time, they really lost face. And these mages who had just been eliminated by Lin Ming were also extremely resentful. In their minds, Lin Ming had led them into the Golden Bear's cave, and the Golden Bear had attacked them. If the Golden Bear hadn't attacked us, this Lin Ming would definitely not be a match. A few mages who had been in the secret realm and had just been eliminated spoke angrily. When their principals heard these words, they only shook their heads and were too lazy to explain. Senior Gandalf, we acknowledge Green Academy as the first place. Let's not continue the competition. Another principal also stood up and spoke to Gandalf. Yes. Following his words, the other principals also stood up and agreed. Principal, Senior Lu Yi is still inside. He can definitely defeat Lin Ming. At this moment, a little fan of Lu Yi spoke from behind the principal. Shut up, the principal rebuked angrily. Of course, he knew that Lu Yi was strong. Before he arrived, he even thought that Lu Yi would definitely be the #1 in their academy. However, after entering the secret realm, the monstrous Lin Ming, even Lu Yi, would definitely not be a match for him. He only wanted to end the battle as soon as possible. At the very least, the number of tokens in Lu Yi's hands would allow his academy to obtain second place. Currently, other than Principal Green, the majority of the other academy principals are in favor of this decision. Of course, there were some who weren't in favor of it. After all, there were some unlucky academies that had been eliminated in 2 days. At this rate, on the last day, Lin Ming would have eliminated about all of the students. At that time, they would all be ranked last. If it ended now, it would be a huge loss for them to be ranked last. You want to end the battle now, because there are still your students in the secret realm. Some of them even have a lot of tokens in their hands. And now there are also academies that have all been eliminated. They will definitely not agree to end the battle early. Gandalf could clearly see their inner thoughts. In the end, you want to end the battle early, or you don't want to end the battle. It's all out of your own selfish motives. At this time, Principal Green also stood up and spoke. This time, because of Lin Ming's appearance, he was finally able to hold his head up high. And this time, he was able to see many things clearly. Because of Lin Ming's monstrous, he was able to stand at a higher level and see things. That's right, every time we compete, it doesn't exist because of some people's selfish motives. Gandalf spoke again at this moment. As he spoke, everyone knew that it was impossible for this battle to end prematurely, because Gandalf had absolute authority in this place. And now, Gandalf also wanted to see if Lin Ming could eliminate everyone. One had to know that since the existence of this competition, until now, there had never been such an outcome. A person's strength is ultimately limited. It is difficult for 2 fists to fight against 4 hands, especially in a situation where the average strength of the various academies isn't too different. Thus, it is impossible for there to be only one first place, and the others to be the last. Until the appearance of the monstrous Lin Ming, all of this was developing in a direction that no one could have imagined in the beginning. And everyone had also acknowledged one direction, which was that as time passed, there would only be one first place, and the rest would be the last. After some of the academy's requests were rejected, they were all praying in their hearts that their students would not fight with Lin Ming. If they could hide until the last day, their rankings would definitely be higher. After all, there were already 2 or 3 academies that had been completely eliminated. If they were to fight, Lin Ming destroying them would be as easy as cutting vegetables. At the start, when Gandalf showed Lin Ming's position, they were still extremely excited. After all, a student like Lin Ming really wasn't a match. Adding on the existence of the Golden Bear, even a student of the academy wasn't a match. And with Lin Ming's position displayed, Lin Ming became the common target of all the academies. At this moment, their chances of victory were revealed. None of them believed that Lin Ming could challenge all the students of the academies. But the reality was right here. As long as one fought Lin Ming, one would definitely be eliminated. Because Lin Ming didn't fight with one completely, regardless of whether it was in terms of mind or strength. Lin Ming far surpassed his student days. Everyone was defeated by all sorts of tricks. Just like now, Lin Ming made Mo Ran curse. Other than Lin Ming, no one else would have thought of this. After all, as mages, their status was extremely honorable. Plus, those who could participate in the competition were all prodigies. But not only did Lin Ming do this, the effect was surprisingly good. Because they were all prodigies, they couldn't stand this kind of humiliation. Then, Lin Ming used the greed of all of them to eliminate them in the cave, one ring after another. Now, apart from Lu Yi, they were all affected. Now, Lu Yi was also carrying the hopes of all the academy principals. With Lin Ming's appearance, the situation here had also undergone a very interesting change. Originally, they were all on their own. Now, apart from Green Academy, the other academies were all one family. In the secret realm, there won't be any more battles today. Rest well. After the senior year mage and Qingmeng finished cleaning up the battlefield, Lin Ming spoke, but there's still night. I'm afraid they'll take it as the best time to launch a sneak attack. Qingmeng spoke from the side. Qingmeng's thoughts weren't wrong. Just like last time, there were more than 10 people who launched a sneak attack in one night. The snow outside is very heavy now. Not many people are willing to take the risk. It was extremely cold now. Gandalf did not know what he was thinking. But it started to snow heavily in the secret realm. Moreover, the snowflakes were so big that they could bury half of a person in a short while. Under such circumstances, those who wanted to ambush him at night needed to take too big a risk. If he was not careful, he might fall down and be eliminated. After all, the mountain that Lin Ming chose was extremely steep. Captain, why don't we use the same method as before? Qingmeng saw the snowflakes outside, and was still a little worried, so he suggested to Lin Ming. There's no need, the golden bear should rest, too. Lin Ming shook his head. You guys can rest tonight. If there's a sneak attack, I'll take care of it. Lin Ming walked forward and walked to the golden bear's side. It's been hard on you these few days. Lin Ming touched the golden bear and said. The golden bear was shocked by this sudden gentleness. After all, Lin Ming was decisive in his killing. This side had never been given to it before. Yes, Captain, Qingmeng nodded. Since Lin Ming said so, he definitely had his own plans. He had been following Lin Ming for a few days. Lin Ming's words were extremely convincing. Mo Ran, you this fellow, you have a way of scolding people. You can achieve a complete victory today. And you'll take half of the credit. Lin Ming walked to Mo Ran's side and patted his shoulder. Captain, don't make me do such things in the future. It's too tiring and too testing. Hearing Lin Ming say this, Mo Ran smiled bitterly. It's just scolding people. Didn't you enjoy it just now? Although Lin Ming didn't see Mo Ran collapse on the ground, Lin Ming could guess Mo Ran's condition. This feeling is more tiring than fighting for 3 days and nights. Mo Ran shook his head. Don't worry, I'll use you this time in the secret realm. Lin Ming chuckled and said. Mo Ran was relieved. In the secret realm, Lin Ming didn't need him was enough. After all, he needed to listen to Lin Ming's arrangements. In the secret realm, as long as he left the secret realm, Lin Ming would arrange for him to do this kind of thing again. He definitely wouldn't do it. Lin Ming wouldn't be able to do anything to him. Of course, this was just his idea. Senior, just treat these few days as a vacation. Lin Ming looked at the senior mage in the corner. After he spoke, there was no more communication. At night, as the snow grew heavier, Lu Yi, who was at the foot of the mountain, felt more and more troubled. Originally, he wanted to gather some students and sneak attack Lin Ming at night so that his chances of winning would be higher. However, no one was willing to take such a risk in the snow. In addition to the other students, they had just arrived. Even if Lu Yi said that Lin Ming was a monster, they wouldn't believe him, especially when Lu Yi told them that Lin Ming was only a tier 3 mage. At this time, outside the secret realm, Senior Gandalf, it's not fair for you to do this, right? A principal of an academy looked at the heavy snow in the secret realm and couldn't help but speak. The weather is always changing. I'm only doing this to comply with this matter. Gandalf spoke. But, a principal wanted to say something, but he hesitated. It was neither early nor late. Yet it was raining so heavily at this time. Such heavy snow was hard to see outside the secret realm. What, are you doubting me? Gandalf looked at the principal and said calmly. I don't dare, I definitely don't dare. Although Gandalf's voice was calm, it made the principal break out in cold sweat. As a sage tier mage, Gandalf's dignity was not something he could provoke. At this moment, in the secret realm, with such heavy snow, the first thing the students who had just arrived were thinking about was how to ensure that they wouldn't be buried in the snow overnight. The sneak attack on Lin Ming had become secondary, and Lin Ming was in the cave, so he didn't need to worry about this. No matter what, I can't go up the mountain alone. Lu Yi gritted his teeth and held himself back. Going up by himself was too unpredictable. Moreover, he had been holding back until now. If he were to be eliminated on the mountain, he would become a joke for the rest of his life. Lu Yi's face was gloomy. As time passed, two of his teammates appeared beside him. However, no one at the foot of the mountain had seen Lin Ming's battle at the top of the mountain, so no one would listen to his commands at this time. There was only one path in front of Lu Yi now, and that was to find a shelter. It would be a great shame if he were drowned by the heavy snow. With the heavy snowfall, the night was exceptionally long in this extremely cold weather. Qingmeng woke up 3 times but did not see the dawn. Lin Ming, who was beside him, slept exceptionally soundly, based on the quality of his sleep. He even said that he would leave any sneak attack to him tonight. Fortunately, the golden bear had also entered a deep sleep. Otherwise, he would have been moved for nothing. Lin Ming slept soundly. Naturally, he believed in his own judgment. He believed that as the controller of the secret realm, Gandalf had seen his battles in the past few days clearly. Just before the sky turned dark, heavy snow started to fall. Lin Ming knew that Gandalf was asking them to rest for a night. Lin Ming's guess was very accurate. A mage's physical strength was still limited. Lin Ming had been fighting for the past few days. He had been ambushed and besieged. Outside the secret realm, the reason why Gandalf was so angry was because a principal had said that it was unfair. He had made the secret realm snow for the sake of fairness. Finally, it was daybreak. With daybreak, the originally heavy snow suddenly stopped. It's really strange, looking at the snow that had stopped. Lu Yi gritted his teeth. No matter how stupid he was, he knew that this snow was definitely controlled. And after a night of sleep, Lin Ming's spirit and energy had recovered extremely well. Lin Ming stretched his back, feeling refreshed. At this moment, Mo Ran was still sleeping. Scolding people was indeed too tiring. Didn't sleep well again? Lin Ming took a look at Qingmeng, and his eyes were dark again. I didn't sleep well, Qingmeng sighed. Although he believed Lin Ming's words, he didn't sleep well. Let's go out and take a look. Lin Ming walked out. At this moment, the entrance of the cave had been blocked. Fortunately, this cave was big enough. Otherwise, they would have suffocated. So heavy? Lin Ming didn't expect the snow to be so heavy. However, if it were a little bit smaller, he might have been ambushed. Let me do it. Qingmeng moved forward and cast a spell. No, no, no. Lin Ming waved his hand and interrupted his casting. Golden bear. Lin Ming said lightly. The golden bear roared and slapped the cave open with one palm. Then, it fell asleep again. Lin Ming walked out of the cave. The snow outside could already drown people inside. Outside the secret realm. Senior, in this situation, the mages at the foot of the mountain are unable to go up. A principal spoke. The principal of the Magic Academy, where the students had all been eliminated. In his heart, if the students in the secret realm were unable to go up the mountain, there would be fewer people accompanying him. Shut up. Senior Gandalf naturally has his own plans. At this moment, the principal who still had students in the secret realm couldn't help but open his mouth. No worries. Gandalf smiled and opened his mouth. He had long thought of this. At this moment, a violent wind suddenly blew in the secret realm. Return to the cave. Lin Ming felt the sudden strong wind, and hurriedly returned to the cave. The expressions of the people at the foot of the mountain also changed drastically. Strange, strange. At this moment, Lu Yi was going crazy from the torture of the changing weather. Soon, the snow in the secret realm was blown away, until only a thin layer of the ground was left. Everyone was surprised to find that the wind in the secret realm would automatically bypass everyone. The sudden strong wind appeared to blow away the heavy snow. This is an opportunity for us to kill Lin Ming. Lu Yi's gloomy mood suddenly became clear. Everyone, at the foot of the mountain. Lu Yi started to mobilize everyone again, with his excellent eloquence, and the fact that he had climbed the mountain yesterday. He gathered everyone together again in a short while. Moreover, through the lesson yesterday, Lu Yi once again perfected his plan. I originally thought that since there is so much snow, we should have some fun. I didn't expect that. I wasn't given this chance. Lin Ming looked at the snow that had almost disappeared from the ground and said, Lin Ming originally wanted to roll a snowball. With such thick snow, if it were a rolling snowball, when it reached the foot of the mountain, could only be described as terrifying. But without the snow, they will come up very soon. Lin Ming spoke, remember, don't attack them. We have to wait until they all come up the mountain. We can let Mo Ran attack them. Lin Ming naturally wouldn't make a move now, to avoid scaring them away. If that was the case, Lin Ming wouldn't be able to beat them all in one go. And if they could walk up very smoothly, they would also be worried that there would be a trap. At this time, Mo Ran became the best candidate again. Of course, there was also that senior mage who came up, who was also brought out by Lin Ming. Here, because of Lin Ming's existence, though it was like a vacation, it couldn't be too easy, right? Everyone, be careful of the attack. Lu Yi looked at the falling magic and warned. HMPH, this kind of magic attack. Fortunately, they occupied a good position in a night of a blizzard. Otherwise, I would have exterminated them last night. A student who felt the magic attack from above snorted coldly. Along with the magic attack, it not only did not dissuade them, but it made them even more excited. I reckon that there are about these people in the secret realm. After this battle ends, the secret realm competition will be almost over. Lin Ming looked at the many people in the team and said. Lin Ming was really grateful to Lu Yi. It would be too troublesome if he went down the mountain. With Lu Yi around, he gathered the students from other academies to bring him meals. This Lu Yi was really a good waiter. Lin Ming had to thank Lu Yi. After all, Lu Yi was very good at serving meals. We're finally here. Let's have a good fight today. Lin Ming looked at the team that was halfway up the mountain. Today, they had to have a good fight. Soon, all the students reached the top of the mountain. You're Lin Ming? One of the students looked at Lin Ming, who was only at tier 3. His words were filled with curiosity. Everyone, this Lin Ming is probably just a scapegoat. The truly terrifying one is probably the tier 5 mage beside him. Lu Yi spoke from the side. I told you, what can a tier 3 mage do? One of the students nodded, his tone filled with disdain. Everyone, let's attack together. Lu Yi spoke loudly, while the other mages looked at the 4-man team with confidence. If they lead us into the cave, do not enter. Right here. Destroy them, Lu Yi reminded loudly. I'll go and destroy him. All of them had the same mentality, picking the weak persimmon. In their eyes, Lin Ming was that weak persimmon. In addition to what Lu Yi had just said, the person behind the scenes might be Qingming. Thus, everyone looked down on Lin Ming even more. As for Qingming's position, only a few people attacked. As for Lu Yi, although he looked like he was charging at the front, he took a detour. Fire controlling spell. Lin Ming was the first to use a defensive spell to prevent minor injuries. Lin Ming retreated as he fought. Golden Bear. Lin Ming shouted, and in an instant, a huge figure appeared. Tier 7 magical beast, Golden Bear. Following the appearance of the Golden Bear, the students who came up panicked. As for Lu Yi, he was also stunned for a moment. When the cave collapsed, he left immediately, so he did not know the existence of the Golden Bear at all. No wonder they can obtain so many tokens. They actually have the help of the Golden Bear. Lu Yi suddenly came to a realization. He was wondering how a tier 3 mage could obtain so many tokens. What should we do? Everyone looked at the Golden Bear that appeared and quickly retreated. They were already thinking of backing out. Everyone, I can stall the Golden Bear for a few minutes. During this time, we must use our strongest magic to defeat these people. Lu Yi looked at the panicking crowd and gritted his teeth. He decided to take out his trump card. After all, if everyone had been eliminated, he would be the only one left. Then, even if he took out his trump card, his chances of winning were too low. Really? A student opened his mouth. A tier 7 magical beast. This Lu Yi actually said that he could stall for a few minutes. Of course, everyone, please don't hide anything later. After all, time is limited. Lu Yi nodded, and in his hand, a piece of rope that he had used when he came up appeared. As he poured his magic in, this rope immediately lit up. Lu Yi threw the rope, and the rope grew bigger. Go! Lu Yi controlled the rope and directly coiled the Golden Bear. Spiritual binding rope. At this moment, A few students recognized the numinous treasure that Lu Yi was using. It was actually the spiritual binding rope. Everyone quickly strived for winning. As the golden bear struggled with all its might, it knew that even the spiritual binding rope wouldn't be able to hold on for too long. Alright, as the golden bear was restrained, everyone was united against a common enemy and used their strongest offensive spells. In an instant, all sorts of dazzling offensive spells arrived. Captain, this. As the golden bear was restrained, Qingmeng, Mo ran, and the others panicked. They did not expect that someone could actually control the golden bear, and in their eyes, the golden bear was an important source of confidence. In their battle, at this moment, they had overlooked one important point. The golden bear had been subdued by Lin Ming. All of you return to the cave. Try not to be eliminated. Lin Ming looked at them and said. Initially, Lin Ming had not thought of relying on anyone. Now, it was still his battlefield. Captain, I'll accompany you. Mo ran, and the senior grade mage ran into the cave. Only Qingmeng remained. As a tier 5 mage, I will try my best not to drag the captain down. Qingmeng spoke. Qingmeng quickly entered the battlefield. He had a deep foundation in magic. Dazzling dragon spell. Lin Ming immediately cast his strongest offensive spell. With the appearance of the dazzling dragon spell, all the incoming magic attacks were devoured by the dazzling dragon spell. How is this possible? The attacking students were all dumbfounded. This was the first time they had seen a spell that could devour their attacks. One had to know that what they were casting now was their strongest attack, and as the spells collided with each other, Lin Ming's dazzling dragon spell became thicker and stronger. Dazzling dragon spell. Lin Ming cast another spell, and 2 dazzling dragon spells appeared on the battlefield. Boom! Lin Ming was in the middle of the battlefield, fighting with everyone, and there were so many mages present. All of them were the elites of the academy. Yet they couldn't suppress Lin Ming at all. Separate, Lin Ming lightly tapped his finger, and the 2 dazzling dragon spells separated, turning into 4 thick flames. Qingmeng, leave the battlefield. Lin Ming's voice entered Qingmeng's ears, and after Qingmeng heard it, he quickly left. Merge. Lin Ming had just separated the 2 dazzling dragon spells, and now they were merging again. As the 2 dazzling dragon spells merged, the result that Lin Ming had expected appeared again. Boom! The 2 dazzling dragon spells were infused with all of Lin Ming's spells, and they had swallowed so many offensive spells. Therefore, the power of the dazzling dragon spell at this moment was much greater than the dazzling dragon spell that Lin Ming had experimented with in the cave. The explosion created by the fusion was so powerful that it could destroy the world. Qingmeng, who had been hiding for a long time, felt a huge wave of wind that knocked him to the ground. Even Mo Ran and the senior mage, who were in the cave, were almost buried alive. As for the people at the center of the explosion, they felt a terrifying force that covered the sky and earth. A large portion of the mages shattered the teleportation crystals in their hands on the spot and teleported themselves out of the secret realm. Outside the secret realm, thank you, Senior Gandalf, for your help. Several principals stood up at the same time. If Gandalf hadn't intervened and crushed the teleportation crystals on their bodies, they might have lost their lives in the explosion just now. In the secret realm, at this moment, the few survivors were dumbfounded. This, 1 or 2 people could not withstand such a blow. Even if they survived, they still crushed the teleportation crystals on their own. How can a tier 3 mage be able to use such power? Lu Yi stood where he was, sweating profusely. Lin Ming was the one who could instantly kill everyone's attacks. Do you still want to continue fighting? Lin Ming looked at Lu Yi. He had a good impression of Lu Yi. After all, it was rare to see such a good waiter. At this moment, the golden bear also broke free from the spiritual binding rope. Lin Ming, if you have the guts, let's fight one-on-one. Lu Yi spoke with hatred. Originally, he was a seated player. Without Lin Ming's appearance, he was the most dazzling. Now, he appeared to be so unbearable. He was unwilling. Alright, I'll respect you. Lin Ming smiled. Take it as a reward for this waiter. Unseal. Lu Yi closed his eyes. When he opened them again, the aura in his body changed. A tier 6 mage. Qingmeng was stunned. He did not expect Lu Yi to be a tier 6 mage. How could a mage of this tier be a student? In previous battles, tier 5 was the strongest level. Captain, let the golden bear fight. After all, a tier 6 mage, Qingmeng quickly said. A tier 6 mage was no longer considered a true student. Once he reached this level, he could directly apply for graduation. However, Lu Yi still participated in this competition as a student. This proved that their academy used Lu Yi as a trump card, and was bound to win first place. This was indeed the case. A tier 6 mage was enough to sweep through the entire secret realm, but now that he had met Lin Ming, the outcome was hard to say. Lu Yi had concealed his strength from the start, and had been gathering everyone because of his caution. He knew that it was impossible for Lin Ming to be a simple character to be able to obtain such a large number of tokens. The other party was probably just like him, a tier 6 mage. That was why he had been encouraging everyone, hoping to use the advantage of numbers to wipe out Lin Ming's strength. In the end, he would reap the benefits. However, he had never thought that Lin Ming's methods would be so powerful. In such a short period of time, he had killed a large portion of the students who had come. At this moment, he also just realized how ridiculous his guess was. Lin Ming was the true owner of the many tokens. And just now, when Lin Ming had used the dazzling dragon spell and released the explosion, he had no way to be sure that he could completely receive it. Captain, looking at Lin Ming, who did not speak, Qingmeng spoke again. A tier 6 mage was giving him too much pressure. Now that the golden bear was in the battle, they would assist from the side. Their chances of winning in the end would be much higher. Moreover, Lin Ming could not be eliminated. As long as Lin Ming was eliminated, no one could control the golden bear. He would probably be the target of the golden bear's attacks. Golden bear. Hearing Qingmeng speak again, Lin Ming turned around. The golden bear roared. Facing a tier 6 mage, he felt a lot of pressure. You and Qingmeng, go to the cave and rest. Facing a tier 6 mage, Lin Ming chose to fight himself. Roar. The golden bear was originally going to attack, but after hearing Lin Ming's instructions, it was a little stunned. Qingmeng, who had just heaved a sigh of relief, was also extremely anxious. Captain, let me accompany you. Even if Lin Ming felt that he was being too talkative, he shouldn't have asked him to return to the cave. There's no need, you don't have to think too much. With you here, I won't be able to use my full strength. Lin Ming waved his hand and said, all right, I understand. Qingmeng nodded and did not speak again. He understood Lin Ming's strength, although the other party was a tier 6 mage. Since Lin Ming made such a choice, he definitely had his confidence. His thoughts just now were to increase the chances of winning. Outside the secret realm, this student of yours is very interesting. He actually wants to fight a tier 6 mage alone? Lu Yi's principal snorted coldly. He originally thought that Lin Ming had to rely on the golden bear. He didn't expect this kid to be so confident. This student of yours is really only at tier 3? A principal beside Principal Green couldn't help but ask. Lu Yi could hide his strength, so Lin Ming could naturally hide his strength. Following this principal's question, everyone also turned to look at Principal Green. That's right, Principal Green nodded. No matter how heaven-defying a tier 3 mage is, it's impossible for him to win in this kind of battle. After all, the difference between the two is too great. A principal beside him sighed and said, let's wait and see. Principal Green smiled and said, however, although he appeared calm on the surface, he was extremely uneasy on the inside. He did not expect that Lin Ming, this little rascal, would actually ask the golden bear to rest at this crucial moment and challenge a tier 6 mage by himself. Although he knew that Lin Ming was a monster, the opponent was still a tier 6 mage. After all, he was too powerful. In the secret realm, kid, you are very capable. Lu Yi looked at Lin Ming and said coldly, no matter what, regardless of the outcome today, he would remember this opponent. I'll kill you. It's such an easy matter. There's no need to go through so much trouble. Lin Ming smiled. He was indeed under pressure in a battle with a tier 6 mage. After all, without using the black fire, he was really only a tier 3 mage. Alright, Lu Yi's expression was gloomy as he condensed the magic power in his body. Water Dragon spell. The huge water dragon behind Lu Yi quickly attacked Lin Ming. This could be considered one of Lu Yi's strongest attacks. Lu Yi's water element is already able to counter the captain's fire element. Adding on to the fact that he's a tier 6 mage, this move will probably be very difficult. Qingmeng watched from afar, feeling extremely uneasy. Fire wave technique. Lin Ming used a consumptive spell, and the flames that spurted out directly swallowed the water dragon. However, Lu Yi's magic power was extremely pure. He actually managed to extinguish Lin Ming's fire spell in a short amount of time. That's something. Lin Ming nodded. Lu Yi was the strongest opponent he had ever encountered when using his power. Dazzling Dragon Spell. Lin Ming used the Dazzling Dragon Spell, one water and one fire, and instantly started to fight in the air. However, Lu Yi's water dragon quickly gained the upper hand. After all, the water element could counter the fire element, and there was a gap between their tiers. So at this time, Lu Yi had a huge advantage. Just this? I thought. Lu Yi heaved a sigh of relief. In his heart, he thought that Lin Ming had also concealed his strength. Now, it seemed that Lin Ming was just a monstrous tier 3 mage. Dazzling Dragon Spell. 2 Dazzling Dragon Spells quickly appeared behind Lin Ming. The 3 Dazzling Dragon Spells consumed Lu Yi's Water Dragon Spell. Meanwhile, Lin Ming's 3 Dazzling Dragon Spells became even more powerful. How is this possible? Lu Yi was shocked when he saw this result. He didn't expect that Lin Ming's Dazzling Dragon Spell could even devour water element spells. If that was the case, Lin Ming was practically invincible. Fire Snake Spell. At this moment, Lin Ming directly cast more than 10 Fire Snake spells. HMPH, a tier 1 spell? Lu Yi snorted coldly, and a layer of water element spell around his body directly extinguished the Fire Snake spell. Return. Lin Ming roared angrily, and the 3 Dazzling Dragon spells actually charged straight at Lin Ming's body. Captain, what's going on? Lin Ming's action stunned Qingmeng. You can't beat me, so you've decided to kill yourself? Lu Yi laughed loudly. Break. Lu Yi's voice became hoarse, and he was instantly surrounded by the fire dragons. Lin Ming's action shocked the principals outside the secret realm. Lin Ming had used his body to block the 3 Dazzling Dragon spells. Break. As Lin Ming's voice sounded, a huge wave of air appeared around him. Lin Ming's aura became even stronger. He had actually used such a method to break through at this moment. Now, Lin Ming had changed from a tier 3 mage to a tier 4 mage outside the secret realm. What kind of breakthrough method is this? Using offensive magic to stimulate one's own potential? Following Lin Ming's breakthrough, the pod exploded once again. Now that he's broken through, he's only a tier 4 mage. There's still a big gap between him and a tier 6 mage. The principal of Lu Yi also spoke, but he also knew that this sentence didn't apply to Lin Ming. In the secret realm, looking at Lin Ming, who had broken through, Lu Yi felt the pressure. With the breakthrough, Lin Ming felt that the magic storage in his body had increased by more than a few times. Now, Lin Ming's magic attack and magic recovery had also been greatly improved. It's only tier 4. Lu Yi frowned and said coldly, Dazzling Dragon Spell. Lin Ming said. This time, when the Dazzling Dragon Spell was cast, even Qingmeng, who was far away, felt a wave of heat. It was only tier 4, but it had such powerful magic. Dazzling Dragon Spell. At this time, Lin Ming thought of merging again. Under Lin Ming's control, the 2 Dazzling Dragon spells slowly began to merge. The Dazzling Dragon spells, which were originally repelling each other, now merged extremely quickly, and after the 2 Dazzling Dragon spells fused, it was like a giant beast. Following the breakthrough in level, after the 2 Dazzling Dragon spells fused, the power that he had obtained after the 8 Dazzling Dragon spells fused appeared, and Lu Yi, who was facing him, felt more than just pressure. To him, this was a threat. Water Wave Spell. Lu Yi spoke. This was his strongest water element spell. A water curtain appeared around Lin Ming's body. The water curtain suddenly shot out like a ray of light. And this attack didn't have any blind spots. Lin Ming's body was surrounded by the water element attack. This kind of attack was indeed powerful. Fire Controlling Spell. Lin Ming used a fire element defensive spell. Of course, Lin Ming also knew that he couldn't resist Lu Yi's water wave spell with just the fire controlling spell alone. Break. Lin Ming controlled the merged Dazzling Dragon spells to attack the surrounding water curtain. Although there was a hole in the surrounding water curtain, the attack didn't fall. Lin Ming summoned another Dazzling Dragon spell to protect his body. Since 2 Dazzling Dragon spells can't threaten you, then? Lin Ming snorted, and several Dazzling Dragon spells appeared at the same time. Merge. Lin Ming said, and 8 Dazzling Dragon spells instantly merged. Goodbye. Lin Ming looked at Lu Yi and said coldly. At this moment, Lu Yi's eyelids twitched. He had never even felt this kind of pressure from the principal before. Explode. Lin Ming's next action made him give up completely. Because Lin Ming had detonated 8 dazzling dragon spells, Lu Yi did not have the courage to bear the damage from the explosion. And he was standing in the middle of the explosion. Even if he wanted to dodge, there was no way. Buzz. Just before the explosion, Lu Yi's heart was extremely unwilling, as he crushed the teleportation crystal. And at this moment, the competition had actually ended. Captain Qingmeng, who was far away from the point of the explosion, was still overturned a few times. Now, he walked up to Lin Ming with a dusty face. I wonder how many people are still in the secret realm. Qingmeng spoke. Now that he was following Lin Ming, he had the confidence to sweep through them. Lin Ming was originally strong, but now that he had broken through, he became even more monstrous. He was only at tier 4, but he was actually able to beat a tier 6 Lu Yi, who gave up by himself. Count how many tokens we have, and you'll know more or less. Lin Ming smiled, and in an instant, many tokens appeared in front of him. Outside the secret realm, looking at the countless tokens in front of Lin Ming, Principal Green was extremely excited. All these years of humiliation had finally been washed away. And this time, it was completely and utterly. In the future, who would dare to belittle the Green Magic Academy? That would sweep through all the academies. As for the other academies' principals, their faces were currently ice cold. Humiliation, especially Lu Yi's principal. His face was so dark that water could drip from it. Within the secret realm. Captain, 106 tokens. Seeing this number, Qingmeng was also stupefied. A total of 120 tokens. Currently, there were still 3 people from their academy who hadn't been eliminated. In other words, Green Academy now had 109 tokens. There were only 11 tokens outside. At most, 11 students were still in the secret realm. This kind of efficiency was also thanks to Lu Yi. As for the rest, as long as they don't attack us, we'll let them live. Lin Ming spoke. There were too many tokens in his hands now. Lin Ming didn't have the intention to kill them all. But if they were to take the initiative to attack him, then that would be another matter. Yes, Qingmeng nodded at the side. Lin Ming. As Lin Ming's words fell, a voice sounded. Lin Ming turned his head. He didn't expect that. He had just said that he would let them live. Then someone came to his doorstep. Qingmeng, you go and solve it. Lin Ming spoke, and this kind of role was too easy for Qingmeng to handle. Okay, Qingmeng nodded. Now Qingmeng also had great confidence. His body burst out of magic power, and he quickly entered the battle. In a few moments, the battle was over, and this student had 2 tokens on him. Therefore, other than Green Academy, there were only 9 tokens in the secret realm. Roar. Following the end of the battle, the Golden Bear walked to Lin Ming's side. Roar. The Golden Bear gestured. Lin Ming, who was at the side, was a little dumbfounded. He didn't understand the language of beasts either. What the Golden Bear was expressing, Lin Ming had no way of understanding it. The Golden Bear could tell that Lin Ming did not understand what it meant. So it placed Lin Ming on its body. The Golden Bear ran all the way, leaving only Qingmeng, who had a confused look on his face. Captain, Qingmeng shouted from behind. You guys wait here. Lin Ming responded to the Golden Bear. Lin Ming could tell that the Golden Bear had something to do and needed his help. The Golden Bear had accompanied him for so long, and had contributed so much. Now that the Golden Bear needed his help, Lin Ming would naturally help. Roar. Although the Golden Bear was extremely fast, the distance was indeed far enough. Lin Ming, who was on the Golden Bear's body, felt that it took quite a while before they arrived at their destination. As they arrived at their destination, the Golden Bear roared. The Golden Bear gathered its strength with both of its palms and smashed them onto the ground. Following the Golden Bear's provocation, a roar quickly appeared not far away. Multicolored tiger? When Lin Ming saw the huge multicolored tiger appear, he instantly understood why the Golden Bear had brought him here. The Golden Bear wanted him to help get rid of the multicolored tiger. Everyone had their own grudges, especially magical beasts that had their own consciousness, because they had a strong sense of territory. Plus, they often fight for their lives, which leads to more grudges. And this kind of situation only appeared among magical beasts of the same tier, especially in the case of natural enemies. The Golden Bear's natural enemy should be the giant poisonous bee, but this secret realm had existed for so long. forming its own ecosystem. The multicolored tiger, which was also a tier 7 magical beast, became the golden bear's natural enemy. The multicolored tiger's own defense and strength were inferior to the golden bear's. However, the multicolored tiger had an attack speed and the damage that the golden bear could not match. This caused the golden bear to be suppressed by the multicolored tiger. The golden bear's own powerful defense and his strength made it impossible for the multicolored tiger to kill him. Thus, the two magical beasts had always been at odds with each other. Leave it to me. Lin Ming opened his mouth. Behind Lin Ming, a majestic magic power emerged. At this moment, the multicolored tiger, who had been provoked, quickly attacked. He could feel the threat that the golden bear posed to humans. Moreover, with its intelligence, it also understood that the first thing it needed to do now was to kill Lin Ming. The golden bear stood in front of Lin Ming and blocked the multicolored tiger that was attacking. Golden bear, get out of the way. Lin Ming knew the golden bear's intentions. However, he did not need the golden bear to block it for him. Moreover, the golden bear in front would only make it impossible for Lin Ming to use his full strength. The golden bear roared and retreated. After following Lin Ming for so long, it believed in Lin Ming's strength. Otherwise, it would not have brought Lin Ming here. Dazzling Dragon Spell. After breaking through, Lin Ming could summon 4 dazzling dragon spells at once. Moreover, each dazzling dragon spell was much stronger than before. Fuse. Lin Ming pointed forward and directly repelled the multicolored tiger. Explode. Lin Ming's actions were clean and neat. When the 4 dazzling dragon spells fused, they directly exploded. The aftershock of the dazzling dragon spell's explosion knocked the multicolored tiger to the ground. The multicolored tiger roared. However, it had been severely injured by the explosion just now. I'll leave it to you. Lin Ming turned around and glanced at the golden bear. The golden bear roared loudly. He was extremely excited. After so many years of being its sworn enemy, it could finally be dealt with at this time. Lin Ming strode forward and did not watch the golden bear deal with the multicolored tiger. Roar. Not long after, the golden bear came to Lin Ming's side and lay on the ground, indicating that it had finished dealing with it and wanted to send Lin Ming back. Lin Ming sat on the golden bear and frowned. The golden bear actually did not kill the multicolored tiger. After expending so much effort, the golden bear actually let go of this sworn enemy at the end. Of course, Lin Ming wouldn't interfere in this matter. After all, even if he asked, he wouldn't be able to communicate with the golden bear. Captain, you're back? As time passed, Lin Ming reached the top of the mountain once again. Let's go to the foot of the mountain. Lin Ming waved at the 3 people at the top of the mountain. Okay, the 3 of them sat on the sleigh made by Qingmeng and arrived at the foot of the mountain. Captain, there's still one more day. Qingmeng spoke up, so we came to the foot of the mountain to see if there were any meals delivered to our door. On this last day, Lin Ming nodded. Continuing to stay on the mountain was too unfair to the remaining students. It wasn't easy for them to climb up the mountain, find Lin Ming and the others, and then get eliminated. Therefore, Lin Ming saved them some effort and didn't need to go through so much trouble. After Lin Ming solved the problem of the multicolored tiger, the sky turned dark again. That night, Qingmeng and the others slept very deeply. Only Lin Ming was in a meditative state. He had just advanced and needed to settle down. And at night, Lin Ming made a move again and eliminated a person who had ambushed him. And this person who had ambushed him also had 3 tokens on him. Currently, in the secret realm, besides Green Academy, there really weren't many people. Outside the mystic realm, a few principals had their eyes closed, their faces so dark that water was about to drip out. They were all in last place. Lu Yi's principal had originally thought that he could obtain the first place reward. One had to know that this year's first place reward was different from previous years. In previous years, he used the spiritual spring to cleanse himself and then strengthened his magic level. But this year, he heard that he could obtain a spiritual treasure. No one knew the level of this spiritual treasure. Buzz. In the secret realm, Lin Ming suddenly felt a rumbling sound in his head. You didn't sleep all night, it can't be that bad. Lin Ming smiled and said. However, this rumbling sound became louder and louder. In the end, Lin Ming's vision started to turn black. Who? Lin Ming took a deep breath. This is a kind of pulling force. Lin Ming followed the mysterious force that had suddenly appeared and headed southeast. Captain, at this moment, the three of them had already woken up. Seeing Lin Ming's abnormal appearance, they hurriedly called out, "Wait for me to come back." Lin Ming opened his mouth and didn't explain anything to them. The three of them were already used to treating Lin Ming's words as imperial edicts, so when they heard Lin Ming's words, they didn't waste any more words. As Lin Ming walked toward the southeast, he felt that the pulling force was getting stronger and stronger. In the end, there was even a force behind Lin Ming that was pushing him. Lin Ming wanted to break this force, but he held it back in the end. This force actually lifted Lin Ming up in the end, and his speed increased several times. Outside the secret realm, Senior Gandalf, Principal Green, looked at Lin Ming's situation in the secret realm and shouted. He was worried that an accident would happen in the secret realm, and he didn't want to be eliminated by an accident in the secret realm. This is Lin Ming's opportunity, a great opportunity. Gandalf muttered. Back then, I was also chosen by this opportunity, but I wasn't qualified in the end. Gandalf sighed. Everyone was surprised. Gandalf was a sage-tier mage, and he was famous among sage-tier mages. This was an opportunity that even he could not grasp. And now it had chosen Lin Ming. Principal Green, I am willing to use a numinous treasure to exchange for Lin Ming to enter our magic academy. I wonder if you will agree? At this moment, someone with a heart began to poach Lin Ming. Senior Gandalf just said that he wanted to bring Lin Ming to cultivate. Now, you can ask Senior Gandalf. Principal Green smiled and spoke. Hearing this, all the people with a heart shut up. No matter what, they didn't dare to poach someone from the hands of a sage-tier mage. And following Lin Ming's performance, Gandalf also didn't care that Principal Green used him as a spear. In the secret realm, the pulling force on Lin Ming's body disappeared, and the buzzing sound in Lin Ming's head also disappeared. This is? In front of Lin Ming was a huge golden door, and under the golden door was a handprint. Lin Ming walked forward. He understood the meaning of this handprint. Lin Ming slowly put his hands on the handprint. As Lin Ming placed his hands on it, Lin Ming was surrounded by fire element magic. Tinder level, best level. An ancient and mysterious voice appeared behind the golden door. The degree of compatibility is perfect. The voice sounded from behind the golden door again. As the voice fell, the golden door slowly opened. Outside the secret realm, Gandalf, who heard the voice, was in disbelief. Lin Ming's Tinder level was actually the best. One had to know that his level at that time was good. Lin Ming looked at the open golden door and strode in. As Lin Ming entered, the golden door closed again. Congratulations on being selected as a candidate. There will be 3 tests next. If you fail, you will automatically return to the golden door. The voice from earlier sounded again. The first test begins. The scene in front of Lin Ming changed, and at this time, a person who looked exactly like him appeared. Mirror image battle. Through his secret skill, Gandalf saw this test clearly. One had to know that Gandalf had lost in the first test. In the mirror image, his magic would not be exhausted, and he would have stamina and so on. But in reality, these were all problems. The mirror image Lin Ming stretched out his hand, and his actions were exactly the same as Lin Ming's. Lin Ming used the Dazzling Dragon spell, and the other party also used the Dazzling Dragon spell. Moreover, the attack effects and attack power were exactly the same. Neither of them could do anything to the other. This first stage is extremely difficult. Gandalf sighed. However, if it were really simple, it wouldn't have been possible to wait until Lin Ming appeared. Until now, no one had passed the test. Lin Ming felt that he was the same, in all aspects as himself in the mirror. However, the mirror couldn't copy him in the system. In other words, the mirror image of himself was a copy of the regular version of himself. However, how could a monster like Lin Ming be seen in the regular version? Out. Lin Ming directly cast 4 Dazzling Dragon spells. Lin Ming, in the mirror image, couldn't keep up with it. Out. Lin Ming snorted and cast another 4 Dazzling Dragon spells. At this moment, Lin Ming, in the mirror image, could only summon 1 Dazzling Dragon spell. Lin Ming had 8 Dazzling Dragon spells behind him, but behind Lin Ming in the mirror image, there were only 5 Dazzling Dragon spells. How is this possible? Gandalf's face was full of disbelief. One had to know that the life forms duplicated In the mirror image were the source of magic. In the entire secret realm, the magic power in the entire secret realm was something that even a sage-tier mage like him could not compare to, because this secret realm had too many secrets, and what Lin Ming used, the mirror image Lin Ming could not use. Could it be that Lin Ming's own power exceeded the entire power contained in the secret realm? This was impossible. At this moment, Lin Ming naturally did not think so much. His finger pointed at the mirror image of Lin Ming. With Lin Ming's control, the mirror image of Lin Ming was engulfed in flames. First test, pass. As the mirror image of Lin Ming was engulfed, an ancient voice appeared. You are the fastest candidate to pass the test. The ancient voice sounded. Many candidates had appeared, but no one had passed the test so quickly. The second test begins. As the voice sounded, the scene in front of Lin Ming changed again. When it came to the second test, it was pitch black in front of Gandalf. At this moment, even he couldn't see the contents. Body tempering for 3 days. Only those who endure this pain and maintain a clear mind can pass the test. As the voice fell, a huge spiritual pool appeared in front of Lin Ming. However, this test made Lin Ming a little confused. The body of a mage was originally a weakness, so body tempering now wasn't a bad thing. Lin Ming moved forward, and a huge wave suddenly wrapped around Lin Ming in the spiritual pool. Pain. This was Lin Ming's only thought. This kind of pain instantly caused Lin Ming's consciousness to become blurry. At this moment, Lin Ming could even hear the sound of bones breaking. Ding! Detected tempering in the host's body. Do you wish to enter the body tempering state? The appearance of the system's voice woke Lin Ming up from his blurry consciousness. Enter the body tempering state. Lin Ming nodded. Ding! The host has entered the body tempering state. The pain has been reduced by 80% and the body tempering effect has been increased by 100%. As Lin Ming entered the body tempering state, the pain was instantly reduced. The body tempering effect had also been doubled. Lin Ming could hear the sound of his bones rapidly breaking and reassembling. Even though the pain had been reduced by 80%, Lin Ming still felt his heart tearing apart. This kind of pain would last for 3 whole days and 3 nights. The energy in the candidate's body has been detected to be exhausted. Resupply. The ancient voice sounded, and Lin Ming was instantly surrounded by a warm current. This feeling made Lin Ming feel so comfortable that he wanted to cry out. Lin Ming felt that all the hairs on his body were stretched out. He crazily absorbed the energy within. The energy provided by this warm current was not only pure, but it also had the effect of tempering. What was even more monstrous was that, after the energy provided by this warm current entered his body, his magic storage capacity was increasing. Supply ends, tempering begins. Lin Ming was once again surrounded by pain. However, Lin Ming, who was inside, also found the rules. This tempering body would not squeeze out all of a person's vitality. At a certain level, it would be replenished with magic power. The benefits of this supply made Lin Ming excited, and the benefits of the tempering body were even greater. It was just that Lin Ming did not have the chance to experience it yet. Lin Ming felt that the combination of the supply and the tempering body was still very humane. Of course, this was only what Lin Ming thought. If the system did not reduce the pain by 80%, ordinary people would not be able to withstand it. At this time, they would probably be unconscious and eliminated. Lin Ming had also spent 3 whole days in this chaotic state. The second test has ended. It tests whether the candidate is alive and conscious. The ancient voice sounded, and Lin Ming quickly opened his eyes. The painful 3 days had finally ended. However, this reminder made Lin Ming know that his life was in danger in the second test. Lin Ming stretched his body, and a majestic force crashed into his bones. The strength of his body had increased tremendously. The candidate has entered the final test. Lin Ming had passed the first 2 tests and entered the final test. Bridge of Helplessness. The third test was actually the Bridge of Helplessness that Lin Ming was familiar with. However, the Bridge of Helplessness in Lin Ming's memory was a legendary one, and what appeared now was indeed real. An extremely wide river appeared in front of Lin Ming. Candidate, please pass the Bridge of Helplessness. There was no bridge on the Bridge of Helplessness. Only the river. Swim across? Lin Ming frowned. He really could not figure out what was going on. At this moment, Lin Ming found something that looked like a bowl in front of the river. Helplessness. Lin Ming walked forward, and the bowl was filled with liquid. Is this Meng Po soup? Lin Ming frowned. This is Meng Po soup, which washes the impurities in your body. Don't worry, and drink it. It has no other effects. An ancient voice sounded. Lin Ming let out a sigh of relief. He had thought that Meng Po soup was the same as what he had thought. It was meant to erase memories. What Lin Ming didn't know was that if he was eliminated earlier, the Meng Po soup would erase memories. However, after passing the first 2 stages, it would be used to cleanse the impurities in the body. Lin Ming drank it all in one gulp, and the Meng Po soup entered his body. The impurities that had appeared in his body were all expelled from his body. At this moment, there was only one word in Lin Ming's heart, and that was itchy. Lin Ming sat cross-legged on the ground, and tried his best to overcome this extremely uncomfortable feeling. After a few hours, Lin Ming opened his eyes. At this moment, his body was surrounded by black impurities, and was emitting a huge stench. On the surface of Lin Ming's body, there were even some bone fragments. These were the bones that had been ground from the parts of his body that were not perfectly compatible with his body. Now, through the cleansing of the Meng Po soup, they were expelled from his body. When Lin Ming stood up, he only felt a sense of relief in his body. He even felt that he only needed a light leap to be able to fly straight up into the air. Lin Ming moved forward again. There was a depression in front of him. It was exactly the same as the bowl that contained Meng Po soup. Lin Ming placed the bowl in the depression. Please inject the magic in your body into the bowl. Lin Ming heard the reminder, and injected the magic into his body into the bowl. As the magic was injected, a bridge slowly appeared above the river. Helplessness in front of Lin Ming. The length of this bridge depended on the infusion of Lin Ming's magic. Lin Ming poured all his magic into the bowl. But it was only a few meters away. With such a wide river, helplessness, it would probably take dozens of him to complete it. Lin Ming took a deep breath, and drank a bottle of recovery potion. However, when the magic of the recovery potion was injected into the bowl, the bridge of helplessness did not move at all. This was the crux of this trial. It was a test of the candidate's own magical power. After all, in a battle, one could only rely on one's own magic power. Lin Ming frowned. Did he need to meditate to solve this problem? But if that was the case, how long would it take? Lin Ming took a deep breath. Was he going to use his trump card here? Can you hear me? Lin Ming spoke during the test. Yes. What Lin Ming didn't expect was that the voice inside answered so quickly. Is this place secret? No one knows the process? Lin Ming asked. After all, Lin Ming didn't want anyone to know about his system. Even a sage-tier mage wouldn't be able to see through it. This ancient and mysterious voice spoke with certainty. Indeed, from the second test onwards, even if Gandalf controlled the secret realm, he wouldn't be able to know the contents. And as long as you pass the test, you'll be my master. As an artifact spirit, I won't betray my master. This voice sounded again. This shocked Lin Ming greatly. He still remembered that when he had just arrived, Principal Green had said that the castle had its own consciousness. Now that he heard this sentence, could it be that the consciousness that the principal was talking about was this artifact spirit? And the test that he had passed was that castle? Lin Ming took a deep breath. No matter what, he had to pass today's trial. Out. Behind Lin Ming, black flames erupted. Lin Ming's aura was completely different. Forbidden spell mage. The ancient voice was filled with shock. He had never thought that such a young first-grade mage in front of him was actually a forbidden spell mage. Have I finally met master? The ancient voice muttered to himself. At this moment, Lin Ming did not listen to his muttering. He poured his body and the black fire into the bowl. As the black fire was poured in, the bridge of helplessness above the river of helplessness quickly took shape as if it had grown wings. When Lin Ming raised his head, the bridge of helplessness had already been completed on its own. Congratulations, candidate, for passing the third test. The ancient voice was no longer calm, but full of excitement. Please step onto the bridge of helplessness. The voice appeared and urged Lin Ming to step onto the bridge of helplessness. Lin Ming nodded and walked forward again. Creak, creak, as Lin Ming walked onto the bridge of helplessness. The bridge of helplessness made a sound, as if it were about to break. However, after a few steps, the bridge of helplessness became extremely stable and wide. Lin Ming knew that the Bridge of Helplessness in front was built by his Tier 4 magic, while the one behind was built by a forbidden spell. The Bridge of Helplessness was actually built according to the strength of the magic. As Lin Ming moved forward, he finally saw the other end in front. On the other end, a white-robed old man stood there. "Greetings, master." The white-robed old man looked at Lin Ming, who appeared in front of him, and immediately kowtowed. "Get up." Lin Ming nodded and said. As the white-robed old man kowtowed, Lin Ming felt the connection between his body and this artifact spirit. As long as this artifact spirit acknowledged its master, it would never betray its master while he was still alive. "Do you have a title?" Lin Ming asked. He would have to communicate with this artifact spirit for a long time in the future. "Master, just call me Bai Han." The old man lowered his head and said, "Bai Han, let's go. It's time to leave this secret realm." Lin Ming nodded. It was only the second test, but it had already passed 3 days and 3 nights. Principal Green, who was now outside the secret realm, was probably anxious. "Master, there's no rush. There's still 1 more day before the secret realm opens." Bai Han smiled and said, "There's still 1 more day?" Lin Ming frowned. During the test, besides the first test, only the pre-selection time is running out. So now, there's still 1 more day before the secret realm opens. Bai Han nodded and said, this was also the reason why Gandalf couldn't see through it. As long as Gandalf didn't have the ability to control time, he wouldn't be able to know the contents. "You have the ability to stop time?" Lin Ming asked. If he had this ability, it would be heaven-defying. He would be in an invincible position. "Yes, master. I can even reverse time in a short period of time." Bai Han nodded. He did not hide anything from his master. So heaven-defying? Lin Ming was excited when he heard this. To be able to reverse time meant that he could reverse the universe. "Let's go." Lin Ming suppressed the excitement in his heart and left the testing ground. "Yes, master. What are the requirements for reversing time?" Lin Ming spoke and asked Bai Han. "Master must reach the level of a Sage Tier Mage, and there are various restrictions on how to use it." Bai Han said. Lin Ming nodded. He also knew that reversing time was a heaven-defying thing. And it was not so simple. "Master, you can go anywhere in the secret realm, as long as you want to." Bai Han spoke from behind Lin Ming, because this secret realm is a part of the stupa. Bai Han continued, "Master, although you are carrying a secret now, as a Tier 4 mage, you can only open the first floor of the stupa." Bai Han began to explain to Lin Ming, the stupa is the leader of the 4 divine artifacts. In this world, the person selected will only have a chance to enter the test before Tier 5. Only by passing the test can he become the master of the stupa. As Bai Han explained, Lin Ming began to understand the situation. But isn't this secret realm controlled by Senior Gandalf? Lin Ming asked with some doubt. Gandalf was also a candidate back then, but he didn't pass the first test. He had been guarding the castle all this time. Although he said that he was guarding the castle, he had his own ideas. He knew about the existence of the artifact spirit and wanted to influence me through the so-called protection every day. But as long as he failed the test, he wasn't qualified to be the master. Bai Han told him about Gandalf. How many masters have been in the stupa up until now? Lin Ming was still very interested in this matter. Only the first master. Now, you are the second master, Bai Han said respectfully. Other than the old master, no one had passed the test after so many years. The content of the test was set by the first master. The first master died in the Great War of Gods and Demons. It has been tens of thousands of years. This test is indeed difficult. There are many outstanding people. Although they passed the first 2 tests, they could not pass the third test. To Lin Ming, the second test was a little difficult. But to the other candidates, the third test was hopeless. The candidates were all mages who had not reached Tier 5 yet. And mages who had reached Tier 5 did not have such powerful magic that could completely build the Bridge of Helplessness. Only a monster like Lin Ming, although he was a Tier 4 mage, still had the identity of a forbidden spell mage. "Master, you have not fused with the stupa. Do you want to proceed with the fusion now?" Bai Han looked at Lin Ming and asked. "Fusion?" Lin Ming nodded. Up until now, although he had passed the test, he had no connection with the stupa. The reason was that he was smart enough not to fuse with the stupa yet. As Lin Ming spoke, Lin Ming's vision turned dark, and Lin Ming floated in it as if he had entered an ocean. Ding! Host's fusion with the stupa has been detected. Host's compatibility and fusion speed have been increased. Ding! The host has increased the control of the stupa. Host has begun the fusion. Lin Ming's body floated in the air for a long time. Ding! The fusion of the stupa has been completed. Lin Ming heard the system notification and opened his eyes. 15 minutes. Bai Han was extremely shocked. Lin Ming had actually fused with the stupa so quickly. One had to know that the stupa had a total of 9 stories. The higher one went, the more mysterious the stupa became. The power contained within it was even more powerful. It could be said that there were 9 small worlds within the stupa, and the higher one went, the more complete the world would be. Therefore, this fusion was normal even if it took several years. But for Lin Ming, it only took 15 minutes. Could it be that Master has also reached the legendary level? This fusion speed made Bai Han think of this aspect. After all, only after reaching that level would this fusion speed make sense. Bai Han was somewhat unable to understand Lin Ming's depth. Just after Lin Ming's black flames appeared, he understood that Lin Ming was not simple. And after Lin Ming became a master, he was unable to probe his master. Swoosh! Lin Ming opened his eyes. His body and the stupa had perfectly fused. Although the stupa was huge, it felt like a part of his body to Lin Ming. It was as light as a feather. Lin Ming had absolute control over this secret realm, and the castle outside. It could be said that as long as he was in the stupa, Lin Ming had the right to live and die. Lin Ming changed his mind and went directly to the top of the mountain where he was. Captain Qingmeng saw Lin Ming return and hurriedly moved forward, outside the secret realm. Seeing Lin Ming appear in such a short time, Gandalf heaved a sigh of relief in his heart. After all, in his opinion, it was impossible for him to pass the second test in such a short time. He had been eliminated in the first test, so he didn't know about the second test at all. There was no time to pass, and at this time, he still insisted on his own thoughts, wanting to influence the consciousness of this divine artifact. Of course, this kind of thought was just a dream. In the secret realm, prepare to leave, Lin Ming said when he saw Qingmeng approaching. But we still have one more night before we can leave the secret realm. Now, there was still one last night. Buzz. At this moment, the few remaining academy students in the secret realm had their teleportation crystals shattered, and they instantly left the secret realm. The tokens on their bodies had also reached Lin Ming's hands at this moment. The current secret realm was completely under Lin Ming's control. If Lin Ming had wanted to kill them, even if he had Gandalf's teleportation crystal, he wouldn't have had the chance to shatter it. As for the eliminated survivors, they were dumbfounded. They thought that the competition had ended early. Lin Ming took the tokens and, with a thought, a door appeared in front of him. After Lin Ming let Qingmeng and the others enter, he closed the secret realm. Qingmeng and the others looked at the familiar scene in front of them and realized that Lin Ming's words weren't just words. Lin Ming really had this ability. No matter how slow Gandalf's reaction was, he finally understood why Lin Ming was able to come out earlier. Senior Gandalf, didn't you say that you wouldn't end the battle earlier? At this moment, Lu Yi's principal spoke up. Gandalf's heart was complicated, and he didn't reply to Lu Yi's principal at all. Aren't you being too biased towards Lin Ming? Seeing Gandalf not answer, he spoke again. Lin Ming didn't say anything. He threw out all the tokens in the ring. 120 tokens floated in the air neatly. Do you think there's a difference between ending early and ending late? Looking at the principal in front of him, Lin Ming said coldly, rules are rules. Since it's set, you can't break it. This principal harumphed coldly. He didn't put Lin Ming in his eyes at all. You're the last place, but you still have the right to speak to our students like this? At this moment, Principal Green walked forward and stood in front of Lin Ming. Last place? Don't forget how many years your academy has been at the bottom, now that you're the first to be first. You don't even know your own surname? This principal's face was gloomy as he spoke mockingly. Right now, Lin Ming was standing in the middle. Many of the principals and students of the academy were filled with resentment as they surrounded Lin Ming. So noisy. Lin Ming didn't have any reaction. He only looked indifferently at the people in front of him. This is my place. If you guys continue to act like this, don't blame me for chasing you out. Lin Ming's voice sounded. As Lin Ming's voice appeared, the entire place fell silent. Ha ha ha, did you guys hear that? What did he say? This is actually his place? Even Senior Gandalf wouldn't dare to say such a thing. After getting first place, you don't even know your surname? The surrounding jeers and curses sounded once more. Scram. Lin Ming spoke indifferently. Following Lin Ming's words, everyone present, apart from the principal and students of Green Academy, as well as Gandalf, threw out a massive force. Their vision went black, and they fell outside the castle. This was because Lin Ming had given them enough face. After all, an academy represented an empire. There was no need for Lin Ming to become enemies with so many empires at this time. At this moment, everyone fell to the ground, completely dumbfounded. They had even forgotten that they had to stand up. Lin Ming actually possessed such an ability? Or could it be that Gandalf had done it just now? Some of them were extremely unconvinced. They rushed forward, wanting to enter the castle once again. However, they were instantly repelled by a force, and were unable to enter. The stupa itself was a divine artifact. The level of the force within was not something that these principals could break through. Senior Gandalf, a few princes shouted outside the castle. Right now, they did not have the appearance of a principal of a magic academy. They were in a sorry state, and had no mentality at all. You guys can go back. After all, the rankings have already appeared, and there are no rewards. Gandalf's figure appeared. He didn't say anything else, and only spoke like this. And the meaning of his words was also clear. Since they were all ranked last, what was there to argue about? Senior Gandalf, why did you expel all of us from the castle? You're protecting Lin Ming, so you shouldn't be doing this, right? Lu Yi's principal asked with a gloomy face. I didn't expel all of you. It's because the current owner of the castle is really him. Lin Ming, and the secret realm and so on. Gandalf sighed and said, although he didn't want to admit it in his heart, it was the truth. What? Hearing Gandalf say this, everyone was shocked. What Lin Ming said just now was actually true. This castle belonged to him, Lin Ming? Senior Gandalf, the reward for this year's number 1 is actually this castle? This news made these principals extremely unwilling. Do you know that this castle has its own consciousness? Gandalf took a deep breath. After thinking for a moment, he decided to explain it to them. After all, each of them represented an empire. Even though I've been here for so many years, I still haven't been able to communicate. With this consciousness, Gandalf began to explain. Just now, this consciousness acknowledged Lin Ming as its master. This isn't a reward for first place, but a great opportunity for Lin Ming himself. Gandalf had been serving here for so long, but it still couldn't compare to Lin Ming's first appearance. This consciousness has acknowledged Lin Ming as its master. This news was what truly shocked them. I'll remind all of you not to be enemies with Lin Ming. You must know that this castle is so huge, but it's only a small part of its true form. And the true form of this consciousness is a divine artifact, an existence that transcends spiritual treasures. Gandalf looked at everyone in front of him and reminded them. Divine artifact? All the principals looked at each other. Shouldn't divine artifacts only exist in legends? And now, this divine artifact actually acknowledged Lin Ming as its master. Of course, at this time, some people began to have evil thoughts. Now that Lin Ming was killed, wouldn't the divine artifact belong to them? Oh, right, I'll remind you one last time, don't let such ignorant thoughts like killing and stealing appear. Gandalf looked at them, and saw through their thoughts. It can become a divine artifact. The divine artifact will automatically protect its owner. It can also kill mages of your level. This was Gandalf's best intention. If killing people and stealing goods didn't work, the chances of being killed were very high. Please go back. Gandalf made a hand gesture, and started to drive them away. His primary goal now was to take Lin Ming in. Lin Ming. After entering the castle, Gandalf didn't see Principal Green, who was already shocked. Instead, he walked straight to Lin Ming. Senior Gandalf. Lin Ming hurriedly bowed. Regardless of whether Gandalf had his own thoughts or not, he was still a person worthy of respect. Other than wanting to influence the consciousness of the artifact, Gandalf had always been a righteous person. Are you willing to practice with me? Looking at Lin Ming, who was still polite, Gandalf asked. Looking at Lin Ming's current state, He understood why Lin Ming could become the master of the divine artifact. He was worthy, a tier 4 mage with a divine artifact, and he was still so humble and polite. Even a sage tier mage couldn't compare to such a mentality. Senior Gandalf, as long as you're willing to take me to practice and aren't afraid of me dragging you down, Lin Ming will be lucky. Hearing Gandalf's words, Lin Ming immediately agreed. Right now, Lin Ming's offensive magic, defensive magic, and so on were all extremely lacking. Right now, Lin Ming could only use the Dazzling Dragon spell, and this Dazzling Dragon spell was something that had been used throughout the battles in the Secret Realm. Therefore, the current Lin Ming desperately needed a high-level mage to guide him in his cultivation. Gandalf in front of him was the best choice. Because Gandalf, who looked extremely amiable, was also a fire element mage. From today onwards, you are my first disciple. And also my last disciple. Gandalf saw that Lin Ming had agreed and spoke directly, as if he was worried that Lin Ming would go back on his words. Greetings, Master. Lin Ming paid his respects. Principal Green, I'll send you back. Gandalf turned his head and looked at Principal Green. Speaking seriously, then I'll have to trouble Senior Gandalf. In the past, Principal Green wouldn't even dare to dream of such an honor. But now, he just didn't want this honor. He knew the reason why Gandalf was doing this. Gandalf didn't want him to bring Lin Ming back, or rather, Gandalf wanted Lin Ming to break away from Green Academy. After all, in all the years of Green Academy, only a monster like Lin Ming had appeared. Principal Green must be extremely reluctant. But now, there was no other way. After all, Green Academy really couldn't teach Lin Ming anymore. Lin Ming, following Gandalf, was the best choice. He couldn't just cut off Lin Ming's future for his own selfish reasons. Lin Ming, do you still have things to pack up? Gandalf glanced at Lin Ming and asked. I'd better go back. Lin Ming said, no matter what, even if he followed Gandalf to cultivate, he still needed to properly bid farewell to Green Academy. Let's go. Gandalf soared into the air, and the people below also followed him. As they left, the castle also disappeared without a trace. Gandalf sensed something and looked behind him. He sped up. Now, the castle had merged into Lin Ming's body. To reach the level of divine artifacts, they would no longer be restricted by fixed sizes and shapes. They could already break through the spatial restrictions and follow their master. And this castle was only a part of it. Gandalf was extremely fast, and he arrived at Green Academy very quickly. Lin Ming, this year's competition is too different, so I didn't directly give you any rewards. After Gandalf landed, he spoke to the people of Green Academy. After all, apart from them, they were all ranked last. In addition to the castle, everyone was expelled directly by Lin Ming. Up until now, Gandalf still didn't have the time to give them. In addition to the castle, it was all Lin Ming's place. He also didn't have a place to give it out. This year's first prize is indeed more generous than the previous years. After Gandalf spoke, a shield appeared in his hand. As Gandalf's magic power poured in, this shield became bigger and bigger. In the end, it spun rapidly and protected Gandalf within. As the shield spun, a double image appeared before Lin Ming's eyes. When Lin Ming looked carefully, this was not a double image at all. The number of shields had now really become several. Extreme defensive shield. Principal Green could not help but open his mouth when he saw the reward that appeared. And his tone was filled with envy. Defensive spiritual tools were relatively rare to begin with. Defensive spiritual tools with high levels and names that could be called were even rarer. This extreme defensive shield was more than enough for a tier 7 and 8 mage to use. Keep it well. Gandalf pointed at Lin Ming, and the extreme defensive shield arrived in front of Lin Ming. Lin Ming stretched out his hand, and an extreme defensive shield, the size of a fingernail, appeared in Lin Ming's palm. What Lin Ming lacked the most were defensive magic and spiritual tools. Although he was now recognized as the owner of the stupa, he could use the stupa if he couldn't fight. That was a divine artifact. Fighting at this level was too overkill. And he, Lin Ming, wouldn't receive any training either. Thank you, Master, Lin Ming said with joy. This is what your first captain deserves. Gandalf waved his hand. This matter had nothing to do with him. As for the others in Green Academy, they knew that their captain would get an extra reward. Coupled with Lin Ming's performance, it was impossible for them to be jealous of him. If it weren't for Lin Ming, they would be at the bottom. And this year, because you're Green Academy, defeated all the other academies. All of you will have the opportunity to enter the spiritual pool. Gandalf spoke again. These words made everyone excited. Originally, only the first place captain could enjoy this treatment. They glanced at Lin Ming, full of gratitude. After all, entering the spiritual pool, it was said that at the very least, they would advance by one tier. After all, to them, advancing by one tier was a very difficult thing, especially Qingmeng, who was now at tier 5. If he could advance to tier 6, it would take a lot of time. Principal Green, I've sent you. As for the spiritual pool, I'm going to take them there now. Gandalf looked at Principal Green and said, "All right, I'll have to trouble you, senior." Principal Green hurriedly said, "It was great to have this kid. Lin Ming." He knew that Gandalf had taken Lin Ming to compensate him. If everyone in this team were to collectively advance by one tier, the strength of their academy would greatly increase. As for why the rewards hadn't been announced earlier, it was because Gandalf had been in a state of shock. Lin Ming had passed the test and become the owner of the stupa, and he was still in a state of shock. "Let's go." Gandalf spoke and led the 10 people from Green Academy away. Time passed and a stone door appeared in front of them. "We're here." This spiritual pool was created by all the empires. The spiritual pool was formed by the concentration of magical elements, which turned into water droplets and condensed into a spirit pool. Thus, anyone who hadn't reached the sage tier would risk their lives to enter the spiritual pool to cultivate. However, at Gandalf's level, even entering the spiritual pool would be useless. That was why Gandalf was sent to guard the spiritual pool. Open. As Gandalf activated his magic, the stone door opened wide. "Go in. I will be at the side, watching you, in case of any accidents." After Gandalf spoke, the speed of cultivation here was indeed very fast, but because it was too fast, it would lead to many accidents. Now that Gandalf was watching, many accidents could be prevented. Actually, Gandalf was still thinking highly of Lin Ming. At this moment, after everyone entered the spiritual pool, a huge feeling of suffocation appeared. Lin Ming felt the rich aura of magical elements, and took a deep breath. He quickly entered the spiritual pool. Cultivating here, he had to cherish his time. This spiritual pool was extremely large, so this was also the reason why the captain, who was the first place every time, could enter cultivation. After all, this competition had been going on for so long, and it proved that the magical elements here were extremely vast. The students of Green Academy also impatiently entered the spiritual pool and began their cultivation. Lin Ming's entire body was within the spiritual pool. Unlike the other students, there was still a head that was exposed. A huge amount of magical elements rapidly surged into Lin Ming's body. This absorption speed even caused Lin Ming's skin to feel a tingling pain. However, because of the purity of the magic elements in the spiritual pool, there were no side effects. Lin Ming closed his eyes. Even though he was absorbing the magic elements at such a speed, he was still not satisfied. In the end, Lin Ming actually began to absorb while gulping down large mouthfuls of the magic water in the spiritual pool. This kid, Gandalf looked at Lin Ming. This kid really didn't play by the rules. And this effect was also obvious. After all, the spiritual pool was filled with the purest magic elements. As Lin Ming drank it, he crazily absorbed the magic elements inside and outside. This was also the first time someone had done this in so many years. After all, just by soaking their body in the spiritual pool, this kind of absorption speed made everyone need to be more careful. And now, drinking the spiritual pool and absorbing both inside and outside, there would be too many accidents. Not long after, Lin Ming felt his body expand. This kind of expansion did not come from Lin Ming drinking too much. It was because his body was so full of magic elements that it was about to explode. Phew. Lin Ming took a deep breath. He knew that if he continued to absorb at this speed, his body would probably explode. Now that, in front of Lin Ming, there was only one way to continue absorbing. That was to break through his current magic level. If he could break through to become a tier 5 mage now, he would naturally be able to continue absorbing. After all, even if Lin Ming grew by a tier, there was still a huge gap in the richness of the magic in his body. However, because Lin Ming had just broken through, it had only been 2 days. Therefore, Lin Ming did not feel the opportunity to break through. In other words, the barrier to breaking through was too thick. That was why Lin Ming could not break through. However, how could Lin Ming be willing This was like the gold in front of him, but because the gold was too heavy and he was too weak, he could not move it. Who could bear such a situation? In any case, Lin Ming could not bear it. Lin Ming. At this moment, Lin Ming did not stop absorbing the magic elements. Because of this, Lin Ming's body started to expand. Gandalf, who had been paying attention to Lin Ming, hurriedly spoke when he saw Lin Ming's actions. However, Lin Ming couldn't hear him at all. Lin Ming's vision was dark. He couldn't see or hear anything. Since the barrier is too thick, let's break it open. At this moment, the veins in Lin Ming's body started to change. Master. At this moment, Bai Han's voice appeared in Lin Ming's consciousness. After the magic elements enter the body, they will no longer be in the form of water droplets. If Master can compress them into the form of water droplets, then Master's body will be able to carry even more magic elements. Bai Han had existed for a long time after all, and his own knowledge was extremely wide. His words made Lin Ming see the light, and he crazily compressed the magic elements that were absorbed into his body. As Lin Ming frantically compressed, the magic elements once again turned into water droplets. And now, Lin Ming was using this water droplet to break through the boundary barrier. It was indeed much more useful. Boom! Lin Ming heard a rumbling sound from his body. When he opened his eyes, he saw the anxious Gandalf not far away. Gandalf looked at Lin Ming and was stunned for a moment. He broke through? What kind of monster is this? Gandalf was stunned for a moment. Lin Ming actually used such a method to directly break through. One had to know that Lin Ming had just broken through yesterday. How was this possible in such a short time? However, the truth was right in front of him. He could only exclaim in surprise. As Lin Ming broke through, the water droplets formed from the magic elements in his body were completely absorbed. Lin Ming felt a powerful force coming from his body. He had risen from tier 4 to tier 5, and he had absorbed too many magic elements. Moreover, the magic elements had been crazily compressed by Lin Ming, not to mention the quality of the absorbed magic elements. Therefore, although Lin Ming had just broken through, his realm was extremely firm. Although Lin Ming had broken through, he did not get up. Lin Ming continued to crazily absorb the magic elements, and crazily compress the magic elements. However, it was extremely difficult to break through again this time. After all, in 2 days, he had advanced 3 levels, which could not be described as a monster. Master, don't be too anxious. The 3rd floor of the stupa is the spiritual pool. Looking at Lin Ming, who wanted to compress the magic elements again, Bai Han quickly spoke. Breaking through from tier 4 to tier 5 did not affect his body at all. On the contrary, Lin Ming's method made him much stronger than most tier 5 mages in all aspects. However, if he continued to use this method to break through, it would damage Lin Ming's body and foundation. Moreover, the stupa had a spiritual pool, so there was no need to be so anxious. What I'm doing now is not breaking through. Lin Ming was communicating with Bai Han through his consciousness. Then, Master, you are? Following Lin Ming's communication, Bai Han did not know what Lin Ming's purpose was. Change the state of the magic in your body. Lin Ming said. What? Bai Han was stunned for a moment, but after all, he was experienced and knowledgeable. And he immediately reacted. Master, are you going to turn all the magic in your body into liquid? Bai Han asked excitedly. Lin Ming's method made him incredulous. After all, only mages above tier 8 could liquefy magic elements. This was why high-level mages could cast such powerful magic without any pressure. Because their magic liquefied, not only did they store more magic, but their power was also more powerful. That's right, it's fortunate that you reminded me. Lin Ming nodded and said, if it wasn't for Bai Han reminding him to liquefy the magic elements and break through, Lin Ming might not have thought of this. Master, if you do this, ordinary people won't be able to withstand the pressure brought by the magic elements. But you can do it. Master, you're thinking too far ahead, Bai Han said excitedly. This master could definitely walk the same step as the previous master. The height of the mind represented the height of a person. The stronger the master was, the more meaningful his existence was, because the liquefaction of the magical elements, even its own weight, is extremely heavy. But master, the body tempering during the trial, you don't have to care about this at all. Why could only mages above tier 8 liquefy magic elements? Because only mages above tier 8 would have a qualitative change in their bodies. And Lin Ming, After 3 days and 3 nights of body tempering, his body had already undergone a qualitative change. Now, Lin Ming was completely qualified to do so. Lin Ming nodded. Even if Bai Han didn't say it, he knew it in his heart. Following Lin Ming's crazy absorption and compression, vortexes appeared in front of Lin Ming's body. This kid really is. Looking at this absorption speed, Gandalf was secretly speechless. And now, even Gandalf didn't expect Lin Ming's actions. Phew. Mo Ran stood up in the spiritual pool, extremely excited. Tier 5, haha, I've broken through to Tier 5. Mo Ran was extremely excited. Becoming a Tier 5 mage was one of the best in Green Academy. As Mo Ran stood up, the others also stood up excitedly. Right now, only Lin Ming and Qingmeng were still in the spiritual pool. Qingmeng was still there. He was also trying his best to persevere. Because Qingmeng was a Tier 5 mage, his foundation was stronger than Mo Ran and the others. Qingmeng was now looking for a chance to break through. But he was not Lin Ming. Although he had broken through for a long time, he was still stuck at Tier 5 and could not improve. And the way Lin Ming broke through was not suitable for him. Fortunately, he did not rush things and bury himself here. At this moment, Lin Ming was still liquefying the magic elements. As the magic elements surged into his body crazily, Lin Ming could feel the changes in his body bit by bit. Lin Ming's meridians were already enlarged in the body tempering process. In addition to Lin Ming's forceful breakthrough just now, his meridians had become even thicker. Therefore, at this moment, every corner of Lin Ming's body was filled with liquefying magic elements. The current Lin Ming was covered in magic elements. He was a human-shaped magic store. As time passed, Qingmeng also stood up. His realm had become Tier 6. He was also a favored son of heaven and had his own path. At this moment, only Lin Ming himself was still in the spiritual pool. Other than the whirlpool around Lin Ming, there was no other movement. Lin Ming's head was also submerged in the spiritual pool. Therefore, Gandalf could only determine Lin Ming's current situation through Lin Ming's aura and the whirlpool above. How can a Tier 5 mage absorb so much? Moreover, Lin Ming's absorption speed is also extremely fast. Gandalf looked at Lin Ming in the spiritual pool and frowned. It was impossible for a Tier 5 mage to absorb so much magic elements in his body. But now, he also had no way to guess Lin Ming's method. After all, a Tier 5 mage could not liquefy magic elements. Time passed bit by bit. Finally, Lin Ming felt the surging magic elements circulating in his body. Lin Ming had finally completed the liquefaction of the magic elements. Right now, the magic stored in Lin Ming's body couldn't be felt. Even if he cast the dazzling dragon spell a few times. This was the perverse aspect of the liquefaction of the magic elements. A drop of magic elements could cast a spell. Lin Ming stood up in the spiritual pool. Gandalf, who was sensing the magic in Lin Ming's body, opened his mouth in surprise. As for the spiritual pool, it had become much thinner with Lin Ming's cultivation. Let's go. Gandalf sighed and opened his mouth. No matter what happened, it was normal for Lin Ming. Now that Lin Ming was his last disciple, he should be happy for Lin Ming. What level are you all at? As they broke through in the spiritual pool one after another, they all asked each other excitedly. Only Lin Ming didn't speak. After all, in his opinion, breaking through was a small matter. Having so many magic elements, allowing him to absorb them at this speed, and then compress them, this was the true meaning of coming to the spiritual pool. Under normal circumstances, even if Lin Ming had this idea, the surrounding thin magic elements wouldn't be able to support him in doing so. I'll send you all back to Green Academy. Gandalf spoke and led all of them out of the spiritual pool. It didn't take long before they arrived at Green Academy. At this moment, the principal of Green Academy had been waiting for a long time. Gandalf had just landed when Principal Green hurriedly came up to welcome him. And he felt the changes in the magical aura of each student. And his heart was filled with excitement. Especially his own grandson, who had also reached Tier 6. He was only a 3rd grade student. Yet he already had such a cultivation level. It could be said that surpassing him was just around the corner. Senior Gandalf, you've worked hard. The banquet has already been prepared for you. Principal Green hurriedly bowed to Gandalf. No need. Gandalf shook his head and directly rejected Principal Green's good intentions. Lin Ming, I'll give you 3 days. You'll settle everything here. When the 3 days are over, you'll follow me back to cultivate. Gandalf looked at Lin Ming and said, Yes, I understand. Lin Ming nodded. As a sage-tier mage, Gandalf's current actions were already very respectful. Lin Ming, you must come. Seeing Gandalf leave, Principal Green said to Lin Ming. Principal Green was extremely grateful to Lin Ming. Not only had he led his academy and defeated all the opponents, but he had also been able to hold his head high. More importantly, all 9 of them had leveled up. Without Lin Ming's leadership, it would have been impossible. Of course, all 9 of them were extremely grateful. In the secret realm, they understood what it meant to have someone better than them. In Green Academy, they were geniuses and the treasures of their teachers. However, in so many academy competitions, they deeply felt despair. Even if they were of the same level, it would be difficult for them to resist. If it weren't for the monstrous Lin Ming, they would have been eliminated long ago. How could they possibly become the first place? Let's go. The principal stood beside Lin Ming and said, okay. Lin Ming nodded. These 3 days, they were going to resolve some matters around. After all, there was no need for Lin Ming to be anxious. In the field of magic, after the dust-washing banquet ended, Principal Green was clearly drunk. He brought Lin Ming to his principal's office. Lin Ming, it is our honor to be able to give birth to a talent like you in our Green Academy. Principal Green took a deep breath and said, he knew that even he wouldn't be able to follow Lin Ming's footsteps in the future. Principal, don't say that. My growth cannot be separated from every bit of Green Academy. Lin Ming shook his head. One could not forget one's roots. Lin Ming's magic started from learning in Green Academy. Without Green Academy, Lin Ming would not have such a good cultivation environment. Here, this is for you. Principal Green took out an item from his hand. This is? Lin Ming looked at the item given by the principal and was stunned for a moment. Principal, I can't take this. Lin Ming quickly waved his hand and didn't accept it. The thing the principal gave Lin Ming was the spiritual sail that he had brought them during the competition. This was the principal's face, now that it was given to Lin Ming. Lin Ming felt that he couldn't bear it. All right, before we set off, I swore in my heart that if our academy could get first place this time, I have nothing special in my hands. Only this spiritual sail can be considered decent. Today, I'll give it to you. There's no need to reject it. Principal Green opened his mouth and said. Just as he finished speaking, he didn't wait for Lin Ming to reject, and directly stuffed the spiritual sail into his hand. Principal, you're a little drunk right now. The current Principal Green gave it to Lin Ming. Under the effects of alcohol, Lin Ming had just obtained a divine artifact, so he actually didn't have much need for the spiritual sail. Although I drank, I wasn't drunk. Principal Green shook his head, and still stuffed it into Lin Ming's hand. He had been in Green Academy for such a long time. If the academy produced such a student, then his position as principal would be worth it. Thus, he didn't feel any heartache about gifting the spiritual sail. In any case, he had obtained this spiritual sail. Among all the principals, he didn't have much face to speak of. But Lin Ming's appearance made him the focus of everyone. It also made all the academies understand that Green Academy could not be bullied. Lin Ming, remember, you must learn magic from Senior Gandalf. You must know that Senior Gandalf still accepted you as his first disciple after your performance in the secret realm. He is also under a lot of pressure. The principal looked at Lin Ming and said seriously. The pressure that Gandalf brought when he accepted Lin Ming was not Lin Ming's monstrous. After all, Lin Ming had advanced and become a tier 5 mage. As a sage tier mage, he had no problem teaching him. The pressure he faced came from the pressure of the various empires. It could be said that Gandalf accepting Lin Ming was the same as accepting all the trouble Lin Ming had caused after his performance in the competition. Lin Ming naturally understood this point. Principal, you don't have to say much. I naturally understand. Please help me thank my teacher for teaching me for so long. Lin Ming said, thank you too. Lin Ming bowed deeply. You mean you don't intend to say goodbye to them? Hearing Lin Ming's words, Principal Green understood what Lin Ming meant. A man doesn't need to say much. When I return, I will hold up the sky. Lin Ming nodded. He didn't like the sadness of parting. Okay, I believe in you. Principal Green nodded vigorously. He was afraid that he was no longer a match for Lin Ming's performance now. In the future, our Green Academy will be relying on you. Principal Green smiled and said, although this sentence sounded like a joke, It was also Principal Green's heartfelt words. "Principal, I'm leaving." Lin Ming said goodbye again and left the principal's office. "Are you ready?" At this time, Gandalf appeared beside Lin Ming. "Yes, master, let's set off." Lin Ming nodded and said, "Okay." Gandalf didn't dawdle. The two of them were surrounded by magic and quickly left Green Academy. "Today, you rest first. Tomorrow, we'll continue our cultivation." Gandalf brought Lin Ming to a deep mountain. Although this place looked remote, it had everything. This was the place where Gandalf had previously cultivated. For so many years, he had been guarding the castle. Now that the stupa had recognized Lin Ming as its master, including the secret realm castle, all of them had fused into Lin Ming's body. So now, he brought Lin Ming back to this place. "Okay." Lin Ming nodded. In the past few days, Lin Ming had also felt tired. Bai Han. Lin Ming entered his room and called out to Bai Han. "Yes, master." Bai Han's figure appeared in front of Lin Ming. "When we were in the spiritual pool, you said that there was a spiritual pool in the stupa?" Lin Ming remembered this matter, but he didn't have the time to communicate with Bai Han. "Yes, master. When you reach tier 6, you can open the second level of the secret realm, according to the strength of your magic. In the second level of the secret realm, there is a spiritual pool, and the spiritual pool in the stupa, whether in terms of purity or capacity, is far superior to the spiritual pool where master was just now." Bai Han, who was at the side, said repeatedly. He did not say that if one wanted to open the secret realm, an ordinary mage would need to be at least at tier 8 to have this ability and qualification. Now, Lin Ming was only at tier 5, but he already had the liquefying magic elements that only mages above tier 8 had. If he broke through to tier 6, it would be even more terrifying. Therefore, he guessed that Lin Ming would be able to break through the second level of the secret realm when he reached tier 6. "I understand." Lin Ming nodded. Just one more level, and he would be able to break through the second level of the secret realm. Moreover, the spiritual pool that Bai Han mentioned far surpassed the spiritual pool that he was in just now. If he could cultivate in the second level of the secret realm's spiritual pool, that would be extremely fast. Reaching the sage tier would only be a matter of time. "I'm going to enter a meditative state. You should enter the stupa first." Lin Ming glanced at Bai Han and said, "Master, I don't have any dormant state. When you have a breakthrough in your meditation, I can protect you. Of course, I'll listen to your orders." Bai Han didn't immediately enter the stupa. Instead, he spoke again. "You're just a spirit body. What kind of power can you release?" Lin Ming heard Bai Han's words and asked, if he were in an unstable environment and had a breakthrough in cultivation, he would indeed need someone to protect him. "The power that I can release depends on your power, master. Now that you are a tier 5 mage, I am also a tier 5 mage, but if you are really in danger, you can summon the stupa to suppress it." Bai Han explained. "Is it the same as my power?" A tier 5 mage was not very strong. Lin Ming's question was the main point. Lin Ming's tier 2 magic could defeat a tier 4 mage. It still depended on the person. "Yes, it's exactly the same as master. However, as your slave, I can't tell other secrets about you." Bai Han nodded and said, "I don't have any other secrets. Just look the same as I do on the surface." Lin Ming didn't say anything else. What, was he trying to get the black flame for himself? "Yes, master. It's Bai Han who's talking too much." Bai Han quickly said. He firmly believed that Lin Ming could walk the same step as his original master. Therefore, he was extremely loyal to Lin Ming now. Otherwise, as the spiritual artifact, he wouldn't have explained everything so clearly. "It's fine. If you don't feel tired, you can stay by my side and protect me." Lin Ming waved his hand. Now, the stupa belonged to him completely. Therefore, even if there were some secrets, he didn't mind being seen by Bai Han, the spiritual artifact. Moreover, Lin Ming could also feel Bai Han's loyalty. "Yes, master." Bai Han nodded and was able to protect his master. This was a great honor for the spiritual artifact. Lin Ming closed his eyes and immediately entered a meditative state. The magic elements in Lin Ming's body were still saturated. Lin Ming closed his eyes. After a while, he lay on the bed and fell asleep. Bai Han watched Lin Ming's actions from the side and continued to guard Lin Ming. The next day, master, Lin Ming woke up early in the morning and stood in front of Gandalf's room to greet him. Although there weren't so many formalities, Lin Ming still had to show this kind of respect. Yes, Gandalf walked out of the room. Let's go into the deep mountains. Gandalf walked in front, and didn't use his magic power. Instead, he strode forward. Okay, Lin Ming followed behind Gandalf. Today, he began to cultivate with Gandalf. Soon, the forest became denser and denser. As they went deeper and deeper, if Gandalf wasn't familiar with it, he would probably get lost. From today onwards, cut down trees for a month. Gandalf threw an axe in front of Lin Ming. Cut down the trees? Lin Ming looked at the trees in front of him, because they had been growing for a long time. It was even difficult for a few people to hug each other. Not bad. Remember, don't use magic power. Gandalf nodded and said, "Yes, master, I understand." Lin Ming nodded. He had accepted Gandalf's cultivation back then. Now that Gandalf was his master, he would definitely choose the best cultivation method. To teach him, I will send you food and so on. You can just stay here every day. Oh, right, there are magical beasts here, and their levels are not low. Remember to protect yourself. After Gandalf said that, he turned around and left. Lin Ming did not slack off. As Gandalf left, he picked up the axe on the ground, and began his first cultivation. Lin Ming raised and lowered the axe. Because of Lin Ming's body tempering, Lin Ming's cutting speed was extremely fast. If it weren't for the fact that the trees here were really too thick, Lin Ming might have been able to cut them down with one swing of his axe. However, in just a short while, Lin Ming felt that the axe had become blunt. After all, this was just an ordinary axe. Lin Ming's strength had caused this axe to become blunt very quickly. Lin Ming stopped and began to sharpen the axe. Sharpening an axe would not delay the cutting of firewood. Lin Ming knew this very well. Lin Ming did not have any rest. On the first day, from morning to night, he had been cutting down trees. Alright, rest tonight. Remember to defend against the wind, rain, and magical beasts. When it was about 10 o'clock at night, Gandalf's voice appeared. Okay. After Lin Ming heard Gandalf's voice, he nodded and began to meditate. This kid, looking at the many trees that had been cut down, Gandalf couldn't help but mutter to himself. Lin Ming could actually cut down so many trees in one day. This proved that Lin Ming's strength and physical quality were extremely strong. Moreover, looking at Lin Ming's condition just now, there was no pressure at all. His original goal was to train Lin Ming's physical strength. After all, the mage's body was his weakness. Lin Ming's magic was extremely strong, so he was worried that if Lin Ming encountered secret swordsman or was ambushed, his body would become a burden. But now, it seemed that what he did was completely unnecessary. He also didn't know why Lin Ming's magic was not only so strong, at the same time his body was also so strong. But since he had just been instructed, Lin Ming had to cut trees for the next month to temper himself. For a whole month, Lin Ming had to defend against magical beasts even when he was cutting trees in the daytime. The strongest magical beast was a tier 7 magical beast, which was instantly killed by Lin Ming. As for higher level magical beasts, they were stopped outside by Gandalf. 1 month later, Master, Gandalf appeared beside Lin Ming. You've worked hard this month. Gandalf nodded. Lin Ming's performance this month was very strong. Anyway, it couldn't be described as very good. After this month, Lin Ming's body had become more tenacious, and his physical strength had obtained a very good balance. Let's go. Gandalf spoke and led Lin Ming out of this place. The trees within a few miles of this place were originally dense, but now, they are bare. During this month, when I had nothing to do, I saw a tier 7 magical beast. Gandalf looked at Lin Ming and said, Master, a tier 7 magical beast. It's normal to see it here. Is there anything special about this tier 7 magical beast? Lin Ming asked after hearing Gandao's words. Lin Ming had killed a few tier 7 magical beasts in the past month. Moreover, every time Lin Ming made a move, he would instantly kill them. It's the multicolored tiger. Gandalf continued to speak. I want you to use your physical body to fight it. After Gandalf spoke, Lin Ming finally knew Gandalf's motive. The current Gandalf focused all of his training on his physical body. This was because Gandalf could feel the strength of Lin Ming's physical body. Cutting down trees didn't have much effect. Thus, although he was using this method, it was risky. After all, wealth came from danger. With him being a sage tier mage, Lin Ming's life wasn't in danger. I haven't been idle for the past month. Let's take a look. Gandalf pointed below, and a huge Colosseum appeared beneath his feet. Let's go. Gandalf landed in the center of the Colosseum. I'll leave it to you. After saying this, Gandalf left the Colosseum and released the multicolored tiger. Roar! The multicolored tiger looked at Lin Ming, who had appeared in front of him, and roared angrily. For the sake of you being unable to control yourself and use your magic, I will first seal off your magic. Gandalf's voice appeared. Lin Ming could feel that the magic elements in his body were no longer able to be mobilized. Lin Ming looked at the multicolored tiger charging at him and hurriedly dodged. Lin Ming was a mage, and his physical body was his greatest weakness. As for magical beasts, their physical bodies were originally the strongest. Although Lin Ming had tempered his body, the multicolored tiger in front of him was still a tier 7 magical beast, and its body could not be underestimated. Gandalf was also nervously watching Lin Ming's battle. In the Colosseum, he was also worried that something would happen. Lin Ming's reaction was extremely fast. After dodging the multicolored tiger's attack, he picked up the stone on the ground and directly smashed it into the multicolored tiger's head. The multicolored tiger staggered from the impact. However, as a tier 7 magical beast, its defense and recovery abilities were extremely strong. Lin Ming's attack was just like scratching an itch. Following Lin Ming's attack, the multicolored tiger became even more furious, and its attack became even fiercer. The multicolored tiger was already famous for its speed and attack power. This also tested Lin Ming's reaction speed and dodging ability even more. Retreat! The multicolored tiger jumped up, wanting to pounce on Lin Ming to the ground. Lin Ming, who was dodging, threw a punch. This punch landed on the multicolored tiger's ribs. The multicolored tiger's huge body was actually thrown a few meters away by Lin Ming's punch. The performance in the Colosseum made Gandalf stand up. How could this be possible? Even though Gandalf's body had undergone a qualitative change, after becoming a sage tier mage, it could only be so-so. The current Lin Ming, who was only a tier 5 mage, actually possessed such physical strength. Roar! As a tier 7 magical beast, the multicolored tiger already possessed its own intelligence. It could be seen that Lin Ming was a mage, and a mage whose tier was not high. But now, this mage was actually using his physical strength to suppress it. This made the multicolored tiger go berserk, and its attacks became even more dangerous. But Lin Ming remained unmoving in the face of danger. Observing the multicolored tiger's attacks, the key to victory was not to move. Although Lin Ming was a mage, the battle experience he had accumulated could be said to be extremely rich. Such a calm Lin Ming made even Gandalf feel incredulous. The multicolored tiger's current physical strength is not much stronger than mine. However, if his attack hits me, my body will not be able to withstand it. After a short exchange of blows, Lin Ming came to a conclusion. After Lin Ming had tempered his body had indeed undergone a qualitative change, coupled with the liquefaction of the magic elements in Lin Ming's body. Lin Ming's aura became more stable. Therefore, even when facing a tier 7 multicolored tiger, Lin Ming's strength and physique were not much inferior. The physical body of a tier 5 mage is actually on par with the physical body of a tier 7 magical beast. This is truly unprecedented. Gandalf also spoke in silence. Lin Ming actually took the initiative to launch an attack against the multicolored tiger. This was because the multicolored tiger felt that Lin Ming was difficult to deal with. After hesitating for so long, it still did not launch an attack. Roar! The multicolored tiger was also thoroughly angered by this human. The spiritual power in its body erupted. As the multicolored tiger's spiritual power erupted, its claws and body became even larger. The multicolored tiger's attacks also seemed to enter a berserk state. Lin Ming's attack collided with the multicolored tiger's attack, and Lin Ming directly staggered. The multicolored tiger that entered a berserk state made Lin Ming somewhat exhausted. Master, the power within your body hasn't been fully activated. You must force out all of your potential before you can fully activate the power within your body. If you can unleash all of the power within your body now, Master's body will be in a state of continuous growth. Bai Han's voice sounded once again. Lin Ming nodded. He could feel that there was a portion of his body's power that he was unable to unleash. There was a feeling that he was unable to unleash all of his power. Lin Ming hated this feeling. Hence, he had to unleash all of his power now. What he had to do now was to fully develop his potential. Master. At this moment, Lin Ming spoke to Gandalf. Yes. Gandalf nodded. Could it be that Lin Ming was going to give up after seeing the berserk multicolored tiger? But even if he gave up, Lin Ming's physical body was still extremely shocking. At first, he thought that Lin Ming would be extremely dangerous. He didn't expect that if it wasn't for the multicolored tiger not going berserk, Lin Ming's physical body wouldn't be weak at all. I need to fight 5 or more heads of tier 7 magical beasts. Lin Ming's voice was loud and clear. What? Hearing Lin Ming's words, it was as if he did not believe his own ears. Was this kid Lin Ming crazy? Now that he was facing a multicolored tiger that had entered berserk mode, it was somewhat strenuous. He actually took the initiative to ask for 5 or more heads of tier 7 magical beasts, and Lin Ming naturally knew that he was crazy to do so. However, only by doing so could he force out his potential. In a desperate situation, Master, please believe me. After dodging the attack of the berserk multicolored tiger, Lin Ming said. Okay, Gandalf nodded. He had always believed in his disciples' evilness. Now that Lin Ming had made a request, he definitely had his own ideas. He saw Gandalf enter the Colosseum, opened up 4 places, and all that appeared were tier 7 magical beasts. In this 1 month, he had captured many magical beasts. Among them, there were even tier 8 magical beasts. These were all things that he was prepared to use to train Lin Ming. Now that Lin Ming had said it, Gandalf released 4 heads of tier 7 magical beasts. Now that the 5 heads of tier 7 magical beasts had come together, they attacked Lin Ming at the same time. If there were no humans, they might still have internal strife. But as long as there were humans, they would attack humans together. In their subconscious, humans were the biggest enemy. Master, it's not the time when my life is at stake. Please don't attack, even if I get seriously injured, Lin Ming said as he fought. I understand. Gandalf nodded in a corner of the Colosseum. This time, he was really worried about Lin Ming's safety. That was why he was so close to Lin Ming in the Colosseum. Now, Lin Ming no longer had any worries about his life. He had completely let go. However, how could 5 heads of tier 7 magical beasts be so easy to deal with just by relying on their physical strength? Even if a tier 5 mage didn't have a sealing spell, he still didn't have the chance to make a move when facing 5 heads of tier 7 magical beasts that attacked at the same time. Right now, Lin Ming could only frantically dodge. In just a short moment, Lin Ming's body was covered in wounds, and he was drenched in sweat. As Lin Ming frantically dodged, the 5 magical beasts also became more and more irritable. And the magical beasts that could become tier 5 magical beasts all had their own intrinsic skills. Right now, they were using them at the same time. This scene directly made Gandalf's heart pump hard. Boom! Lin Ming took large strides forward and directly slid under the body of the multicolored tiger. All of the damage followed Lin Ming and attacked the multicolored tiger's body. The multicolored tiger was directly attacked and fell to the ground, roaring loudly. The other 4 heads of tier 7 magical beasts didn't stop attacking at this moment. Lin Ming quickly stood up and conveniently gave the multicolored tiger another blow. This kid's reaction is pretty quick. Seeing this scene, Gandalf heaved a sigh of relief. At least now, the multicolored tiger had lost its ability to fight. Facing the remaining 4 magical beasts, Lin Ming didn't dodge anymore and chose to fight head-on. Of course, there was a consequence. Fighting head-on and dodging required different things. Just at the beginning, Lin Ming stumbled and fell to the ground. Lin Ming felt the pain in his body and quickly rolled to dodge the next attack. Lin Ming stood up, but he still chose to fight head-on. This made Gandalf more careful of Lin Ming's situation. He didn't expect Lin Ming's bones to be so hard. Boom! Lin Ming's body was thrown high into the air and fell hard. However, Lin Ming's bones were indeed hard enough. He could get up quickly and didn't suffer any substantial damage. This kid really took a beating. Gandalf clicked his tongue in wonder. Boom! With another strike, Lin Ming's back was ruthlessly slapped down by the magical beast. Although Lin Ming was not slapped down to the ground, he could feel that his body was slightly shaken. However, it was impossible for Lin Ming to stop fighting now. What Lin Ming wanted to do was to unleash his potential under such extreme danger. This way, Lin Ming was constantly being attacked. Lin Ming, Gandalf's anxious voice sounded. He could feel that Lin Ming's consciousness was already a little blurry. Lin Ming had specifically told him that as long as it wasn't a life-threatening moment, he couldn't attack. Although Lin Ming had entered a state of blurry consciousness, his instincts and reaction speed had prevented him from being in a life-threatening situation. Thus, Gandalf was exceptionally nervous, but he did not make a move. Buzz. Lin Ming's body was once again attacked, and his vision was completely black. He had already been attacked, so he couldn't stand still. Boom. The Tier 7 magical beast behind him struck his back. Lin Ming staggered and spat out blood, but this blood was pitch black. This was the body waste that Lin Ming had stored in his body after he was tempered. But he still couldn't expel it. Lin Ming couldn't expel it normally. But now that he was attacked, the blood clots in his body were slapped out just like that. Lin Ming. Gandalf saw this scene and shouted loudly. As long as Lin Ming spoke, he would immediately attack. After all, Lin Ming's training goal had been completely achieved. Even Gandalf hadn't expected the training to be so thorough in the beginning. Don't worry about me. Lin Ming looked at Gandalf, who was about to charge up, and stopped him loudly. Gandalf also understood Lin Ming. When he heard Lin Ming's voice, he stopped attacking. Buzz. As Lin Ming spoke, a stream of heat rushed into every corner of his body. Now, Lin Ming's potential was being stimulated. This was also why Lin Ming stopped Gandalf from moving forward. If he interrupted him at this time to stimulate his full potential, then the next time would be difficult. As he spat out this mouthful of blood, Lin Ming could feel the magical elements in his body circulating even faster. This also proved that Lin Ming's speed of absorbing and releasing magic was even faster. Boom. At this moment, Lin Ming had recovered all of his physical strength once again. He fiercely punched out, directly repelling a Tier 7 magical beast. Another whip kick, ruthlessly kicking out the magical beast that was attacking from the air. Lin Ming soared into the air and was actually more than 10 meters high. He smashed down fiercely, smashing the already heavily injured multicolored tiger into the ground. This kid. Following Lin Ming's outburst, Gandalf finally understood why Lin Ming didn't allow him to make a move. This didn't need him at all. At this moment, Lin Ming felt the heat flow in his body, becoming more and more intense. In the end, Lin Ming felt that he was surrounded by a wave of heat. Ah! Lin Ming roared loudly and smashed his fist into the face of the magical beast that was attacking him. This attack actually smashed the magical beast's teeth into pieces. Lin Ming's attack was even faster and fiercer. In the end, his fist even had afterimages. And at this moment, Lin Ming's potential had not been fully activated. Master, 5 more heads of Tier 7 magical beasts. Lin Ming's voice appeared. Okay. Looking at Lin Ming in this state, Gandalf took a deep breath. To be able to receive such a monstrous disciple, he would die without regrets. After all, no one could use their physical body to fight a Tier 7 magical beast, but Lin Ming now had to fight 10 Tier 7 magical beasts. And the reason why Lin Ming asked for 5 more heads of Tier 7 magical beasts was that the magical beasts fighting Lin Ming now were no longer enough to stimulate his physical potential. To stimulate his potential, he had to use pressure. The greater the pressure, the stronger the potential. At this time, Lin Ming needed 10 Tier 7 magical beasts to fully stimulate his potential, along with the heavily injured multicolored tiger. And 10 magical beasts, they surrounded Lin Ming tightly. They also felt the threat from Lin Ming's body. So they went all out. Lin Ming did not have any scruples, he just attacked like a madman. As the battle went on, more and more wounds appeared on Lin Ming's body. In the end, Lin Ming's body was covered in blood. However, the more Lin Ming fought, the braver he became. The more he fought, the stronger he became. In the end, Lin Ming seemed to have entered a state of madness. Boom! At this moment, a loud sound rang out. In Lin Ming's head, his physical body seemed to have opened up a new world, although his physical body didn't seem to have changed at all. Lin Ming felt that his fists had become bigger, and his strength had increased several times. And the strength of Lin Ming's body, the tenacity of his body, and so on, had all increased several times. The current Gandalf, other than being dumbfounded, had nothing else to do. He had to worry, it was simply superfluous. 5 more. Lin Ming's hoarse voice appeared again. Lin Ming had gone crazy from killing. His potential was also burning crazily, and it was being stimulated crazily. Right now, his body seemed to be in flames. Gandalf didn't make any sound. He just released 5 heads of Tier 7 magical beasts again. Fortunately, he had captured many magical beasts in order to train Lin Ming. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to withstand a monster like Lin Ming. Facing 15 heads of Tier 7 magical beasts, Lin Ming charged into them like a monster. And Lin Ming's aura had changed. Gandalf felt that Lin Ming had surpassed him. In any case, he couldn't use his body to fight so many magical beasts. Boom! Another loud sound appeared in Lin Ming's body. At this moment, all the potential and strength of Lin Ming's body had been released. When Lin Ming made his move, even Tier 7 magical beasts weren't his match in terms of physical strength. And just now, when he released these magical beasts, because there were so many of them, he had sealed all the spiritual power in these magical beasts' bodies. Therefore, at this time, he didn't need to worry about any skills or other attacks on his body. Right now, Lin Ming and the many magical beasts in the Colosseum could only use their physical bodies to fight. Lin Ming, this monster, was able to suppress so many Tier 7 magical beasts with just his physical strength alone. This brat, in the future, even a Sage Tier Mage will definitely not be his final destination. Could this brat really reach the legendary tier? Gandalf could not help but speak as he looked at Lin Ming, who had displayed such a demon-like performance in the Colosseum. At this moment, Lin Ming felt his scalding body and powerful strength as his attacks became increasingly fierce. Half a day had passed following the battle. At this moment, 15 heads of Tier 7 magical beasts were lying on the ground behind Lin Ming. They were already on their last breaths. Lin Ming, who was now covered in blood, was actually still full of strength. "Master, I have lived up to your expectations," Lin Ming said. Gandalf nodded calmly. What did he mean by living up to expectations? This was simply breaking his train of thought. "Congratulations, Master." Bai Han's voice also rang out at this moment. Wasn't his new master a little too powerful? Even in his era of powerful magic, none of the freaks who cultivated both magic and martial arts had reached this stage. The current Bai Han even felt that his first master wasn't as powerful as Lin Ming, and his first master was a famous existence even now. He was a famous existence even after tens of thousands of years. One could imagine how terrifying he was back then. However, his first master accepted him only after he reached the legendary tier. Therefore, he didn't know what had happened before. "How do you feel?" At this moment, Gandalf walked forward and checked Lin Ming's body. He was worried that Lin Ming would have internal injuries. However, after checking, he found that not only did Lin Ming not have any internal injuries, even his body was in the best condition. What kind of monster was this? "Thank you for the training this time, Master." "Thank you for your efforts." Lin Ming bowed. If not for Gandalf's training method, Lin Ming might not even have been able to expel the blood clots in his body. Moreover, Gandalf had spent a lot of effort capturing so many magical beasts. In addition, Gandalf was in the Colosseum, constantly controlling the battle situation. He had been paying attention to Lin Ming to comfort him. This allowed him to stimulate his potential so smoothly. After all, if he were to fight 15 heads of Tier 7 magical beasts at once, this wouldn't be the result. Your performance didn't let me work in vain. Gandalf nodded and said, Lin Ming's performance, even if it was to let him capture 100 more magical beasts and serve Lin Ming, he was also willing. As the two left, Gandalf raised the Colosseum to the ground. After all, this place had no meaning to exist. And what happened today? Even if it was a Sage Tier Mage, no one would believe it. As for the magical beasts in the Colosseum, Gandalf didn't kill them all, and these magical beasts had extremely fast recovery abilities. In just a short while, they had all disappeared without a trace. Moreover, they didn't have to worry about their harassment. In the future, they would probably never come to this place again, even if they died. Wash your body. You must have a good rest tonight. Gandalf threw a magic carpet at Lin Ming and said, now, the bloodstains, sweat, and so on Lin Ming's body should also be washed properly. In a short while, Lin Ming finished washing and was ready to rest. Congratulations, Master. You have reached the qualification to unlock the second level of the secret realm. Bai Han appeared in front of Lin Ming and said, didn't you say that I need to reach Tier 6? Lin Ming looked at Bai Han and asked, Master, your physical body has broken through today. You have completely reached the qualification to unlock the second level. Bai Han said, if it were an ordinary person, they would not even have the qualification to unlock the second level. However, only a monster like Lin Ming could own the stupa, the number one of the 4 great divine artifacts. Master, you can now unlock the second level of the stupa's secret realm. the spiritual pool, and all kinds of existences in it will help you in your cultivation. It will make your cultivation faster and more stable. Bai Han said. The faster Lin Ming cultivated and the stronger he grew, the happier he was. Okay, Lin Ming nodded. The spiritual pool that Bai Han mentioned was also something that Lin Ming was looking forward to. After all, the spiritual pool that Bai Han mentioned was extremely ordinary. He also wanted to know what tier the spiritual pool in the stupa was. With a thought from Lin Ming, he disappeared from the spot. With Bai Han leading the way, it was pitch black in front of Lin Ming. Lin Ming had not opened the second level of the secret realm yet, so nothing appeared in front of Lin Ming. Open. Lin Ming strode forward. As he moved forward, the surroundings began to change. As Lin Ming moved forward, the pressure he felt became greater and greater. In the end, as Lin Ming's body suddenly became light, the surroundings instantly lit up. And this second level was obviously wider. One had to know that the first level, which was where Lin Ming participated in the competition, was extremely wide and had its own ecology. If this level were more than one level wide, then one could know how big the second level was. And Lin Ming wasn't in the mood to look at all of it. He wanted to look for the spiritual pool that Bai Han mentioned. Master, this is the spiritual pool. Along with the place where Bai Han pointed, Lin Ming saw an extremely wide spiritual pool. This couldn't be called a spiritual pool anymore, because this area, even if it was called a lake, wasn't an exaggeration. After nodding his head, Lin Ming directly entered the spiritual pool. This, Lin Ming couldn't help but exclaim in amazement, as he felt the density of this spiritual pool in Chengdu. The spiritual pool he was in the last time was already extremely dense with magic elements. However, this spiritual pool wasn't only incomparably vast, but the magic elements within had already started to granulate while liquefying. Only when the density reached its peak would it solidify and form a spiritual pool, and the densest, only then would it be able to achieve such an effect. Solidify the magical elements. Moreover, the purity of this place had also surpassed that of the previous spiritual pool. It was already so pure that it could fuse into one, and the degree of solidifying into particles was enough to know the degree of purity of this place. As expected, it's excellent. Lin Ming took a deep breath and spoke in satisfaction. From now on, he could cultivate in this spiritual pool every day, and in a spiritual pool of such a high level. Master, the original density of the spiritual pool was much higher than it is now, but, hearing Lin Ming's praise, Bai Han couldn't help but speak. But what? Lin Ming was most annoyed when he was halfway through his sentence. Master died in the great war between gods and demons, and I was also injured. Only when you become a sage tier mage, Master, can you repair me for the first time? Bai Han quickly spoke up. This was also the reason why he was extremely excited when he saw Lin Ming grow. It was also the reason why he became more loyal to Lin Ming. When Lin Ming showed his monstrous side, how many times do you need to repair it? Lin Ming nodded and asked, I need to repair it 3 times. When the master reaches the level of a sage tier mage, it can be repaired twice. When master reaches the legendary tier, it can be repaired twice more. Bai Han said, the legendary tier? What tier? When Lin Ming heard this, he frowned and asked. Initially, when he saw the Empire's only sage tier mage, he swore that he would become a sage tier mage. But now, Bai Han said that there was a higher level of existence above sage tier mages. When that time comes, Master, you will know. And when that time comes, I'm afraid some other existences will be alarmed. Bai Han did not directly give an answer. Saying too much now was not only meaningless, it might even cause trouble. Lin Ming did not ask further. Although he was strong now, he was only a tier 5 mage. For now, he should focus on his cultivation and wait until he becomes a sage tier mage before saying anything else. After all, even at the current level of the spiritual pool, it was enough for him to cultivate. Even if the stupa was damaged, the spiritual pool in it was rare in this world. Lin Ming closed his eyes in the spiritual pool, and as he closed his eyes, his body once again crazily absorbed magic elements. Although he didn't use his magic power during the day, his physical potential was fully stimulated. The liquid magic that was already saturated in his body couldn't fill his body now. A night passed quickly. When Lin Ming stood up in the spiritual pool, his aura changed again. The magic elements in his body were no longer liquid. The magic elements in his body had also become granular. This proved that Lin Ming's body contained a terrifying amount of magic. Lin Ming left the stupa and went to Gandalf's room to greet him again. Gandalf saw Lin Ming's aura change again, and he wanted to say something, but stopped. This kid's growth speed was so fast. Moreover, he could feel that although Lin Ming had just broken through to a Tier 5 mage, Lin Ming had already reached the peak of Tier 5. This kind of growth speed could only be described as terrifying. Master, what are we practicing today? Lin Ming looked at Gandalf and asked, although he didn't want Gandalf to be so shocked all the time. Lin Ming wouldn't tell Gandalf about the matter of the stupa. Regardless of whether Gandalf was sincere to him or not, there were some secrets that couldn't be revealed. Today, I will teach you a spell. What spell do you want to practice? Gandalf spoke directly. Last night, he did not sleep at all. He was also thinking, if he were to teach this monstrous Lin Ming, what should he teach next? Attack spell. Lin Ming spoke. Now, he did not need defensive spells that much. After all, a fire-controlling spell was enough for him to use as a Tier 5 mage. In addition, the magic elements in Lin Ming's body were granulated, so even if it was a fire-controlling spell, it provided Lin Ming with an extremely strong defense. Okay, let me see your dazzling dragon spell first. Gandalf nodded and said to Lin Ming. Yes. Lin Ming nodded, and a strong flame spell appeared behind him. Now that Lin Ming had cast a dazzling dragon spell, he didn't feel anything at all. In the beginning, Lin Ming could only cast 2 dazzling dragon spells at most, and he needed magic potions to replenish his magic. And now, a dazzling dragon spell had covered the whole area. Are you sure that your dazzling dragon spell is an offensive spell that you used when you were at Tier 3? Looking at the dazzling dragon spell that Lin Ming was casting, Gandalf smacked his lips and asked, this dazzling dragon spell was a little too powerful. Master, this was indeed learned at Tier 3. Lin Ming nodded. However, this dazzling dragon spell was not simple. After the system's repair, it became even more powerful. After leveling up, it had reached Tier 8. In addition to Lin Ming's current granulation of magic elements, this dazzling dragon spell looked particularly powerful. Today, I will teach you my famous ultimate skill, the fiery phoenix spell, Gandalf said. He also realized that ordinary magic could not be satisfied with a monster like Lin Ming. Therefore, at this time, he directly taught his famous ultimate skill to Lin Ming. Fiery phoenix spell? Hearing this name, Lin Ming felt a little familiar. After all, this spell was recorded in the records. Of course, in the records of Green Academy, there was only one name. Remember, before using the fiery phoenix spell, you must crazily compress the magic in your body. Of course, after crazy compression, when you first learn and release it, you will easily hurt yourself. Alright, you have to remember this well. After Gandalf finished his instructions, he began to teach. Ding! The host has learned the fiery phoenix spell. Do you want to level up? As Gandalf taught, the system's voice sounded. Level PP. Lin Ming leveled up immediately, but he didn't release it immediately. After all, to Lin Ming, the process still needed to be pretentious. Otherwise, Gandalf was already so old, and he wouldn't be like Reg, who could withstand all kinds of blows. How do you feel? After careful teaching and explaining every detail, Gandalf asked, it's almost done. Lin Ming nodded and said, what? Gandalf thought that Lin Ming wouldn't remember. After saying so much, he was already prepared to explain it a second time, but Lin Ming actually said that he remembered it at this time. When you practice later, you must remember to be careful. This spell took me more than half a year of cultivation before I was able to release a rough outline. So you mustn't be too hasty, lest you hurt yourself. Although it was Gandalf's first time as a teacher, he was careful enough. Yes, I understand. Lin Ming nodded. Try practicing today. I will check it tomorrow. Then, I will guide you to the next step. After saying that, Gandalf turned around and left. Meanwhile, Lin Ming opened the skill panel. Ding, your fiery phoenix spell has been upgraded. Your current level is beginner, level 1. Ding, your proficiency in the fiery phoenix spell has increased. Current level is beginner, level 2. Ding, your proficiency in the fiery phoenix spell has increased. Current level is beginner, level 3. Ding, with Lin Ming's constant tapping, his proficiency in the fiery phoenix spell had actually reached Tier 9. One had to know that the dazzling dragon spell was only Tier 8. It was powerful enough to allow Lin Ming to kill someone who was 2 tiers higher than him. Now, The upper limit of the fiery phoenix spell was even higher. The higher the upper limit, the greater the potential. However, as a Sage tier mage, Gandalf's famous technique would definitely surpass that of Green Academy. Lin Ming walked some distance and released the fiery phoenix spell. He didn't want to disturb Gandalf now. Otherwise, Gandalf wouldn't be able to sleep well tonight. If he could release the fiery phoenix spell so quickly, he didn't even know what he was going to teach. Boom! Lin Ming felt the power of the fiery phoenix spell. He could even feel the aura of life coming from the fiery phoenix. Lin Ming extinguished the fire magic and returned to his room. Gandalf seemed to feel something in his room, but he shook his head. Impossible, Gandalf muttered to himself and entered a meditative state. I'd better familiarize myself with the fiery phoenix spell tomorrow. Lin Ming didn't want to practice it directly today. Otherwise, this kind of speed was somewhat unrealistic. After all, Gandalf himself had said that he had cultivated for more than half a year. Lin Ming once again entered the stupa and began to break through. Lin Ming's physical potential had been fully stimulated, so there was neither a plateau period nor a barrier for his development. From Tier 5 to Tier 6, it all happened naturally, with little effort despite his consecutive leaps in tiers. In such a short period. The next day, Lin Ming opened his eyes and shrugged. He felt a power surge in him, welling in his body. That was his breakthrough to Tier 6. It took him only a week to advance from Tier 3 to Tier 6, a growth speed unparalleled by any being. Lin Ming greeted Gandalf at the door with much respect. Gandalf walked out of the room with a calm expression. But the moment he saw Lin Ming, he lost it. You brat, you broke through again. Gandalf detected the surging magic power in Lin Ming's body. Lin Ming nodded. I got lucky last night. There was no point hiding. His advancement from a Sage tier mage like Gandalf. How quick! Gandalf gasped mentally. 3 tiers in a week? There were no complications from Lin Ming's hasty breakthroughs. Not even an unsteady foundation to his powers. It was as if he cheated his way into Tier 6. Not only was it rapid, but he also far surpassed that of any ordinary mage. The fact hit Gandalf like a brick wall. Could you tell me how you did it? Gandalf was now stuck at the Sage tier. He knew this was his limit, though there was only one Sage tier mage in every empire, which many desired to achieve. There were higher realms, and so far, no one in this world could surpass the Sage tier. And now, Lin Ming sparked a new idea. Even so, Lin Ming and his insane capabilities seemed so out of this world. My tier raised once in the spirit pool. Then yesterday, my body's full potential was triggered. Naturally, I advanced again, Lin Ming replied. It wasn't the whole truth, yet it wasn't all lies. And the divine artifact, Borobudur, acknowledging you as its master? Gandalf couldn't help but ask. Lin Ming nodded. Yes, it's connected, but not of great importance. It was also because of Bai Han, the real reason why Lin Ming could progress so quickly. Other than his cultivation in the spirit pool. Didn't have much to do with Borobudur. How's your practice on the fiery phoenix spell? I taught you yesterday? Gandalf refocused himself on his teachings. As Lin Ming's mentor, he taught Lin Ming everything he knew. He would never covet from his disciple. He had his ethics. Moreover, it wasn't as easy to acquire Borobudur, even if he harmed Lin Ming. Don't be uptight if you still can't cast it. After all, it's only been a day. Gandalf was worried it would deal a crushing blow to Lin Ming. And he gave him a heads up. In his earlier years, he used half a year only to develop an embryonic form of the spell. Yes, master, I'll give it a go. Without delay, Lin Ming cast the fiery phoenix spell. Screech! They heard a sudden cry. Gandalf stood in a daze, unable to speak. As a large shadow enclosed them, the heatwave from the spell almost set the nearby trees on fire. How is this possible? Earlier, Gandalf was surprised to see Lin Ming's breakthrough. Now that he saw his spell, he was bewildered. How could Lin Ming have achieved such proficiency? When he had only practiced for a day, it took Lin Ming aback. Too, it wasn't this strong when he cast it yesterday. But the realization kicked in. Last night, he advanced to Tier 6. Have you learned the spell before? That was the only possible explanation, Gandalf thought. Lin Ming shook his head. No, I've only seen its name. He would never lie to Gandalf. Plus, he still had a long way with his apprenticeship. With Gandalf, he couldn't have hidden things from him. You mean, you've only practiced for a day, and this is your result? Gandalf could no longer control his agitation. Yes, Lin Ming responded indifferently. This is impossible. It's impossible. Gandalf remained frozen on the spot, rambling on and on. For a moment, he couldn't recover. If it were any ordinary spell, it would have been tolerable for him. But this was his signature move. One of his most dynamic spells in battle. How could it turn out so easily when it came to Lin Ming? Gandalf felt defeated. Master, Lin Ming interrupted Gandalf's chaotic thoughts. He assumed that Gandalf would get used to it eventually. Lin Ming, when the time comes, Sage Tier Mage would not be your end. I shall teach you with everything I have. As for your part, you shall work hard in your cultivation and strive to achieve that realm. Gandalf realized he had lost his composure. He hadn't just found out about his monstrous potential, but Lin Ming's outstanding performances were proof that he was bound to go beyond the limits of Sage Tier. As the saying went, when a man gets to the top, all his friends and relations get there with him. Not to mention how Gandalf was his master. As long as Lin Ming could surpass the Sage Tier realm, Gandalf believed it would benefit him. Perhaps he would not die a Sage Tier Mage after all. Thank you, Master. Gandalf's current state of mind was just what Lin Ming was looking for. He was strong, his views broad. On the other hand, Gandalf could tell Lin Ming wasn't someone who wouldn't acknowledge another's kindness. They were helping each other, taking what they needed. Their feelings for each other couldn't be faked, of course. No more words are needed. Gandalf waved his hand. As Lin Ming's mentor, what he had to do was to teach his disciple, and it was to teach him without reservation. Gandalf glanced at Lin Ming, cast the spell again,